We are live from Daytona International Speedway. For some reason, OBS decided to record the screen that has my OBS actually on it, but this is going to be a 400-mile race here at Daytona for the, gotta get their name right. Don't want to butcher it, NARSA 400, which is the national, let me pull it up here very quickly, North American Sim Racing Association. It will be in the next gens. I normally do trucks, but tonight it is next gens, as I love the next gens. But finally, I get to broadcast a next gen race, luckily. But unlike the Daytona in real life, this track is high and dry. They're in their qualifying right now. But I believe they have roughly about a minute left in it, and they will be going to the pit lane to grid here. For who's up front right now? So we have a tie up front. That is Hunter Parsons and Chris Blanchard tied for first position. I did not expect that to happen. Look at Brady. Oh, yep. I did give these guys my paint scheme to run. If they wanted to run it, they will. Looks like he has taken that opportunity. It's cool to see that paint scheme out here for sure. Never saw anyone else drive it. That's definitely awesome. Thank you for running that paint scheme here, man. Hopefully that it'll be doing burnouts here for sure. But looks like he right now has not gotten a lap in. I don't think he'll be able to get a lap in on this. I could be extremely wrong. The start times could be off on my mind, as they most likely probably are. I'm very terrible with times, it seems. So he is one of three trucks that are, or vehicles that are out there. The one's out there, the 37, and then the 45 if Brady is out there. He will go 13th on the board, so not a bad qualifying lap. And at Daytona, that really doesn't matter where you qualify. I'd say it's kind of like you run where you want to. That's what it comes down to in my mind. Surely who can avoid the wrecks more than anything? Clayton Davis, he goes top of the board there. I believe that is a Haley Dean replica that she runs in the truck series. I'm not completely sure. I don't want to be butchering that. Raw is still out. He hasn't gotten a lap time in. He should be getting a lap time on this lap here. Currently hasn't qualified. I believe there's about roughly 24-ish drivers in the race tonight. This is going to be a very long race for sure. They're 400 miles. See where he will go on the board. He will go 6 on the board, so not bad qualify for him at all, but I'll pull up the starting grid here. So, I streamed last night all the way to the top for you all. So first will be, I'm missing the button here. First will be Clayton Davis, second Hunter Parsons, third Chris Blanchard, fourth Scott Griffin, fifth Zach Hartwick, 6th Raw Meza, 7th Derek Kilgore, 8th Ron Morris Jr., 9th Jonathan Munda, 11th James Middlemiss, 11th Keith Bradley, 12th Huck Wigington, 13th Shane Bliss, 14th Ed Osborne, 15th Brady LeBeouf. Hopefully I didn't kill your name. I'm terrible with last names. 16th James Morris, 17th Johnny Lawrence, 18th Tyler Dittmer, 19th Jacob Klinken. Let me look up. Actually, know how to say his name here. I don't want to butcher his name early on. I know he said it in here somewhere. I believe that was not. Actually, I was thinking of somebody else's name. Hopefully, I'm not butchering your name here. Don't want to say it bad for you, man. I'm terrible with last names. I'm going to say Jacob Klinkhart, 20th Joseph Riviera, 21st Nathan Smith, 22nd Dana Shepard, 23rd Cody Sanderson, 24th Jonathan Wiley, and 25th is Cody Knott. So he did not take a lap, I believe, but that really doesn't matter for him. Just kind of just a draft package. You can hang out in the back and save fuel. That might not be a bad idea to do here early on. As I'll wait for all these guys to grid, I'll give them a paint refresh here. Just make sure everybody's stuff is going correctly. I know some drivers' paints won't load in until like the very last second, it seems. We do have, oh, that is a, who is that in the 26 back here? Cody Knott for Team Watson Racing. A team that I'm on. That is very cool to see, man. Did not expect to see a Team Watson Racing driver in this tonight. That's definitely interesting. I wonder if he is in the Discord. I might bring him in for a little bit of an interview here. He isn't here. Cody Knott. Oh, he's not. Dang it. That would have been very, very cool to see for sure. I believe we're waiting on one person to grid, maybe. It looks like everybody's on the grid. Yep, they're rolling off now, so I'll give them a paint refresh to make sure everything is refreshed for all these drivers. I know some paints are just like, I don't want to load in here. I've had that happen multiple times for sure. Everybody's car will be white for just a little bit. Now, one thing I'm going to be watching with how many super speedway races I broadcast, heaven forbid, I literally watched like 5 Daytona 500s basically with the time that I've done it. But with these vehicles, you can bump for sure, but you got to be lined up perfectly. The Chevys are a little bit harder to do because of that pointed front end. The Fords can really shove. Toyotas can shove also, but these cars can take a pretty good shove from behind. You got to be hitting it pretty square though. You can't be really offset that much, and you got to be holding a really straight line because you do not want that rear end moving around, because it's always hard for that driver behind you to chase it and stay perfectly lined up with you. So Cody Naughton's back here. It's going to be Clayton Davis. He's going to lead him to green. Hunter Parsons to his outside. Clayton will have the 19 of Chris Blanchard. Zero will have Scott Griffin behind him. That W sponsored car. The W looks like they found their home in Iris, and it seems everybody's sponsored by them, including us. Use code 10 goes at checkout for 10% off. To get the starter cam here, because this will be a very long race. So I'll be ready to watch this, because this is going to take a long time. Starter's got the flag in hand. He's waving it. We're underway here at Daytona. 400 miles tonight. One gets a good start. Zero doesn't get a terrible one. He can tuck behind the one. Looks like he will take that opportunity. See Ron Morris Jr., also a familiar face. Runs in HSR a lot. The 11, he's on that bottom. Now, I will say that this bottom lane does have to watch for that middle lane, because they can gain a lot of momentum if they just get enough people in there. And you don't really need to have as many as a bottom lane either. You just have to learn how to be able to ride it. I think it's really pinching the bottom is what hurts that bottom lane and makes them have to really lift out or just really scrub off a lot of speed. You see the 11, he's going to duck out. He's probably going to want to go to the back. He doesn't want to be up there in this mess. The 45 coming through the pack right now, running my paint scheme. He is up 3 spots. These guys are probably content with running the bottom. I don't think anybody's going to be bumping. Looks like Hunter or Clayton disappears for just half a second. See if that was maybe his issue or my issue. Not completely sure there. 12 blinks out, so it looks like it's an internet issue for some of these drivers already. Got people right in the back here now. You know, you don't want to get too far back, but you definitely are not out of the race if you do. And getting far back here. What has happened to the 35? Looks like he might have gotten a bad start getting this far back, but you can make up. I made up 4 seconds in an A open, so it's not unheard of if you want to ride back there and get in a little pack. But once you decide that you want to go, you got to go. Is it 07? He only has the 35 and the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. behind him, so he needs some more help in that top lane. I think the numbers now are just a little bit too much for him to overcome. See back here, the 11 looks like he's decided to keep on dropping back. Might want to go to the back of that group there. I'm not completely sure his call on that, but he looks like that's what he's decided to do so far. I'll not be surprised if he did that, as that's not a bad thing to do at all. 16 gets a run on that 45, has to lift out the throttle so he didn't drill him in the bumper. You do not want to push in the corners. You can really push in the straights, but if you bump in the corners, you are asking for trouble. You can send somebody right around so easily. As I saw it happen so many times. Somebody gets a bump in the wrong spot in the corner. Rear end kicks out on you, and you have no control after that. At 1, he continues to lead. He has that 0 behind him, followed by 19 of Chris Blanchard. That bottom looks like he's very content with running that bottom. He can get good shoves from that 0, 70, or the 07 is trying to work it up there. The 45 is wiggling around off the bumper. The 16. Outside lane, not really organized like they need to right now. It's going to take them a little bit, I think, to get in line with each other. Then you get sorted out very quickly, though. 45. It looks like he's struggling to hold it line up there. Looks like he kind of almost went in the wall there, maybe having some handling issues here early on. Now the 16 give him a shove down the backstretch, but he's got to stay perfectly lined up with him. He's not going to be able to, but the 45, he'll be lucky enough to stay in the draft of 37 here. But we've got, looks like 2 groups pretty much broken up. The 5 is leading this group back here, followed by the 20, the 51, 43. Let's get everyone else in the back of this. And then you see the straggler is 35. He'll probably go a lap down here before they go to pits. I'm not sure what their fuel load is exactly. It's kind of up in the air for me. I'm not completely sure. That middle lane, they're starting to make a little bit of momentum. It's going to take them. Middle lane doesn't gain all at once, really. They tend to kind of chip away at that lead that the bottom lane has. It takes them a while to do it, though. Now, if you have somebody who can really shove up in that top lane, they can really get going. 35, he abandons that. Sorry, 37, he abandons that. He goes to the bottom in front of the 12. Going to give that 45 a huge run coming to the 7. We'll see if he has to lift, get in the corner. He looks like he will have to. He doesn't want to bump that 07 into the corner. 07 actually abandons that. He goes down to the bottom. So drivers are abandoning that top, going down the bottom early on. Basically just running a train at this point, it seems. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Saving fuel. One thing that these drivers can do doing that, running up front, will be burning more fuel. I don't want to be about in the middle of it, I would say, for it. But this 5 looks like pretty much just keeping distance to the 42. He knows that he can catch him. 42 could actually be hurt here. You kind of want somebody shoving behind you. I think that 16's trying to find a way in. The 45 has room if he wants to take it now. Ron, nope, now he can't take it. He's outside of the 12. That 5, I think he's gaining just a little bit on... Yeah, he's gained a little bit on the 42. I think he's kind of content with riding where he is in 2 packs. It's not a bad idea for him at all. But if he can get with these guys, they can pretty much just run a train and save a lot of fuel for them. Let's hope my throat is not shot tomorrow from doing this. Knowing how it is, it probably will be. 42 is just kind of hanging on to this pack here. Now you got to be careful being in this position, because if you lose that draft, you're going to go... Now, he's lucky enough there is another pack behind him that he could easily join into, but he's got to be extremely careful if he loses the draft of the second pack. If he loses the draft of the second pack, he's pretty much in no man's land at that point. He's running a yellow mellow Kyle Petty throwback paint scheme there. 42 car. Like somebody got a little bit loose, the 15. Jonathan Munda, I think he got a little bit loose trying to go down to the bottom. Maybe he went from the top. I think he was the bottom the whole time, though. So Matt just got in the apron just a little bit. That 45 still fighting hard outside. Got the 16 shoving him. It's really being a 2-car tandem right now. They're making it work. They're not giving up just yet. They're kind of picking away at the lead that this inside lane has. They lose a little bit in the corner, then they gain some on the straights. So 37 hops right up in front. Not expecting to make that move. He came from the bottom right up to the middle lane, wanted to get all that he could. That 16's coming with the shove, though. Saw it there for just a second. He was on that 45's bumper, giving him all that he could give. Really want him to go up there. He's making it work just a little bit. He's up to third now, so it's outside lane. They're going to start seeing maybe there's some momentum coming. Starts to merge outside. He might get the lead this coming to this corner the way the 16's been on his bumper. The one's not been getting bad shoves from the 0, but the 0's not close enough to the 1 right now. As a 45, he's going to go to the lead. If he stays in the middle or if he goes down to the bottom, he's going to go about the middle of the track. See if he goes down to that bottom lane or if he hops back up with the 16. That had pushed him to the lead here. That 1's going to have a run but coming to him. But the 19 ducks down. He wants to go to the back of this group. Now that's the 16 job. That 1 gives the 45 a shot, trying to get him out there. It's going to get him very far out there. Definitely clear the 16. 1 is maybe clear the 16 if wanted to come up and try it. 16 looks like he's trying to find a way in line. 00 hits the apron, gets him a little bit loose off the bottom. Pretty calm so far. Drivers definitely making a lot of lane changes, but nothing big yet. Now, keyword is yet, because there is some stuff that can happen, and it can get very, very bad. Because if you spin in front of the whole field, we saw that happen today. Raining in turn 1, basically took out the whole field and took out all the competition for Austin Dillon, who advanced to the playoffs with that win at Daytona. As the 37 goes up in the middle, I thought he got a little bit loose there. That 1's looking on that, might be looking on that 45 just a little bit. Maybe just try to get some fresh air. I don't think that's heard of to speak of here. That 37's got a good run from that 42. 00's holding up that bottom line just a little bit. It's Huck Wigington. Surprised these guys are not content running that bottom lane. This pack back here, though, has definitely been, they've shaved off almost a little bit over 2 seconds now, so they're definitely catching them. Not sure if this was a calculated strategy for them to do this, but I know that them fighting up here is what they like to see. Slowing each other down, side drafting them ever so slightly. So he will probably catch the, he probably catch the 19, I say, maybe within the lap. Next lap or two, and he can get a little bit of this draft, be able to save fuel finally. See, he's been running flat out the whole entire time. That is not something you want to see drivers having to do, is run out. Just put that pedal down to the ground and burn all that fuel. It does make these cars a little bit lighter. People moving around. The one looks to the outside of the 45, decides not to. It's going to give the 16 a run to get up to his bumper. 42 merges right in front, but 00 on the bottom lane. Not sure he was going to make it there. That was very close. He did not have a lot of room to make it, but he took it, and he was able to get there in time. I think the 15's looking in also. That's Jonathan Munda. Might have a gap now. He sees it, and he goes right down on that gap. Car that was behind him didn't like that. Probably tried to go to outside. Thought about it. Wasn't able to make the move down. It's a 37. He's stuck on the outside with these guys. That is the 24 on the bottom. 37's got to find a way in line. I think he sees one behind that 15 there for just half a second. These guys really need to get lined up and straightly chair because this will slow them down. You can lose a draft by doing this. Just a side draft from these guys can be so vicious. But that one's hop to the outside of that 16 might have gotten forced out there. I don't think he went on there on his own, but he might have saw how that middle lane works and says, hey, I want to give it a try. So he's probably going to go try it now. He's losing a lot of positions now. He's lost about 3, might be 4 here very soon. Oh, we almost got contact. The 71 got loose there off the corner, I think. 15's below that yellow line, trying to squeeze in there 3 wide. I think drivers are going to be a little bit cautious now. Lift out of it, get out of the way. Yep. Not sure what happened. I think the 15 might have gotten just, or it's not 15, sorry, 71 might have gotten a little bit loose. Jerked his wheel a little bit too much, as that is common for drivers to do. They don't mean to do it, though. That 16's on the apron, trying to stay behind that 45, but we got drivers that came down pit road. I didn't realize they came down pit road. That looks like that was the 11 I saw coming off pit road. I know that you have the 35. Yeah, they'll catch him anytime soon. He's still out in no man's land, but if he can hold on to one of these guys, he can be the first car lap down. If a caution does come out, he will get the lucky dog and get the wave around for it. Hopefully, it does not turn into a caution fest, because that would be a very, very long race for you all. This is pretty much a replication of Zero Coke. Well, I don't know if it was called in real life. I don't drink soda. I don't even remember the name. I didn't even get to watch it. 42's got the one behind him. Oh, we got somebody loose. That's the 07. He's able to save it. Oh, don't hit the wall. Oh, my Lord. That man got loose through the tri-oval. Able to save it. Doesn't smack the wall. I thought he was going to drill that wall there. It's going to put him very, very far back as he's trying to get all the throttle he can. He's going through the grass. Doesn't need to merge up in front of these guys, but he will go and look back. I think he got just loose through the tri-oval there. I'm not sure what that was. We'll go on board with him. We'll go in the cockpit. I think he might have gotten just a little bit loose. That was very awkward there. I think he might have thought he was going to hit that car on the outside, tries to throttle up. Oh, Lord, that almost smacks the wall there. He almost drilled that, but it looks like he will go back with Cody Knott. So he'll at least have a drafting partner, but they are 9 seconds behind the group in front of them, so they'll have to make up a lot of time. 36, he's going to stay high, give way to these guys not beating their way at all. As I had that exact... Oh, the 45 got loose also. So drivers getting loose off the corners. Just driving off that right rear, and that right rear is not wanting to take any grips. If he merges up, the double or the 0 will let him in line. The second time we saw that happen. Almost bad for him. I'm not sure. I mean, that's weird. The drivers doing that. I just don't see that happen very often. Yummy Powerade. Sponsor me, please. He only lost 1 position, luckily. Now let's group back here. I think they broke it out. Two little packs. Let me make sure. Yeah, they kind of broke out to 2 little packs so far. And that's not bad. I'm getting curious. Why are these guys getting loose on the bottom there? It's like we might have had another guy get loose. That would be... Let's see who that is. I think that's the 15. Or sorry, 47. James Morris. I think he got loose off the corner also. So we're seeing drivers get loose out of 2. Through the tri-oval, out of these corners that I just wouldn't think that they get loose most of the time, but it's happening to them. This group up here has about a 2-second gap. to the 71 back here. These guys need to get sorted out. Be able to shove each other for as long as they can. That will definitely help them out. Because if they do not get sorted out, they will be put in a rough position for sure. Somebody maybe through the grass there. I thought I heard somebody in the grass. I don't know why I thought I did, but evidently my mind thought I heard somebody go through the grass there, as I keep on hearing things that are not there. That 45 looks like he's going to go up to that top. Get out of the way. I think he might want to be saving just a little bit more fuel now that he knows that he's not in the lead. Running, you know, I can tuck behind these guys. Don't have to really burn up fuel like I was before. So he wasn't burning up that much, but he's definitely burning up more than he was. And now saving like this, it will allow him to extend his fuel even longer on these guys, and that will definitely help him out. He does have to do that. He will go. Yeah, he's going to go to the very back of this group. The 16 gets loose also. Driver's getting loose out of nowhere. I'm not kind of curious why this is happening to him. One thing I think of is they're driving off their right rear in the corner. Maybe trying to jerk it down the line a little bit too aggressively. 45 needs to get that in line, though, because he's doing this is going to hurt him a lot for sure. These guys behind them are starting to catch them ever so slightly. It's going to take him a while for sure. I don't expect them to gain everything at once. That would be kind of awesome if they did, though. We'll actually go on board with the 15 of the Jonathan Monday here. About a lap, I see. Went on board there with him for a little bit. I did hear a little bit of a squeal coming out of 3 and 4. So I think his tires are starting to wear on that rear, and they're not being able to get the power that they need from them. That's the one thing I could think of off the top of my head that could be happening. That should not happen. Super Speedway. If your tires are screaming at you, you are probably burning them up. Definitely not somebody wants to hear it all. Let me check something. That's correct. Ron, he's on the bump for the 71, trying to give him a shove, get these guys up there. The running back here isn't bad because you're in 2 packs. It minimizes the risk of you getting caught up in somebody else's stuff, as it has been a staple at Daytona in the A Open. Because you want to talk about hating a racetrack. Oh my gosh. I've lost 600 IR because of this track alone, but this group is going to catch the 12 in front of him probably within the next lap or so. And he got a little bit of a break. Yeah, they're getting loose at the corner. That's one thing I think of. That 35, you see, he did tuck in behind the last car on this pack. They get more broken up now. They got to be careful when they do this. They need to be staying as close as they can to each other, because if they get too far out, somebody's going to lose the draft here. The 15 looks like he hits the apron again. I think that the 24, he can get the draft, or Ed can get the draft from him. Brady, he's going to get the draft from Ed. So these guys should be fine to be able to catch up. Yep, they will be able to. They'll be able to stay together. These guys are continuing to just run a train pretty much. Everybody's running that bottom. Nobody's really going side by side. It was side by side earlier on, and they decided, let's not do that. I do not blame them one bit for making that decision at all either. He leads now. He's been running up here the whole time. I take that back. He has moved up 9 positions from where he started, so he qualified 10th. So he's done pretty good so far. This group will definitely catch this front pack here very, very soon, I expect. I don't think it will be very long until they do. A little bit of sound from the track drivers going through the turns. You hear those engines roaring on them. I've actually turned the wall down in OBS. I'll turn that back up just a little bit. Don't want it drowning out my voice. 71, they've kind of slowed down. I think Ron, he does know that. He can bump him. Ron does a lot of super speedway races all the time, so I expect him to have pretty big knowledge on it. I'm sure for him. If he doesn't, it can be a little bit weird. We had the driver of the 07 was in here. He is right now. He is 21st back with this group. They picked up some more guys with them, though. So that's not necessarily a bad thing for them. They do have a pretty big gap to the 19, however. That even is to the 51. They've got a long way to go. So they aren't out of it. Because if you do shove correctly, you can make up time. You just got to know when to do it. Got to be trusted as a pusher also. Trust is a big thing that shows up at these racetracks. If you've not been a good shover the whole night, nobody will really want to go with you at all. These guys are struggling to keep each other in line, chasing each other's tail most of the time, it seems. I'm surprised this group hasn't caught the one in front of them. They've been gaining, then they lose again. I'm not sure if something's happening to them or what, but it's taking a while, and I'm surprised by this. This is pretty much about that 8 or 7 car group up here. 35 is a lap down, but he kind of tucked in behind these guys. Not gone bad so far from him. Got 19. He comes down pit road. I'm not sure if this is scheduled or unscheduled. I'm thinking it's probably unscheduled because this is early in the pit cycle. I'm not sure about their fuel load, though, so I could be completely wrong. Saying that as Ron is moving around back there. Caught just a glimpse of him. Trying to keep it lined up on that 71. I'll let rear and kind of dance on him. We got somebody else coming down pit road. Who was that there? That's the 35. Johnny Lawrence. He's going to come down pit road here. He's probably put him 2 laps down. He's hoping for a caution, I have to say. And get the waiver out. That pretty much is basically the only hope that he has, it seems, of getting back on the lead lap. 19, he merges out. He will definitely be slow. He'll probably have to join one of the groups back here. He will not be able to hold on to this one, though. Unlucky for him. Before these guys go and take pit stops, we will roll some quick commercials here. Back here at Daytona, y'all didn't miss much. Drivers pretty much just running a pack. Now this middle group did catch the group in front of them, so they're going to be able to save fuel now. They're not going to have to be pushing all the time, and 71's finally going to be able to save. He's probably like, oh, thank God, it's taking me forever to get to this 45's bumper. He did have Ron shoving him. That one still trying to work the outside. That's Clayton Davis. This 5 looks like he's also catching this group up here. If he gets the 12, just gets enough of a draft from him, he'll be able to go right up to him. It'll take him a little bit for sure, though. Parsons, he's leading, followed by the 15 of Jonathan Munda, 42 of Ed Osborne, 16 of Jameson Middleness. That one's working the outside lane. He's got nobody with him, though, so he needs to get some help here for sure. If he doesn't, surprised he's making it work, though. It's only one car. He has no drafting partner, but he's doing it right now. I don't think it will last long enough for him, though. He's been able to side draft as the 15 gets loose, and the 45 looks like they get loose also. And there might be drivers already starting to scatter. They see somebody up in front of them get loose, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be involved in this wreck. A little bit of a preemptive measure, not get in something if there was something that happened, but 34 laps so far. They've stayed green currently. 31 minutes into this race. Running about 48-second laps currently. At 42, he's also kind of found his way down to that bottom lane. I'm surprised he's been up here like he is. I'm surprised Clayton is doing what he's doing for sure, because you should not be able to do this. So you got somebody neck coding there. Somebody's got. Notice he's just hitting the apron. As this isn't. If he passes everybody on this now. I saw this last night in HSR. They somehow had somebody on the high line literally pass everybody, and that was definitely something to see. That one, he finally hops back down. He's probably trying to get down in line for a while, I'd say, because I'm surprised he was able to do what he did. It should not be possible. There's a lot of stuff that isn't possible in the world that we do, but that 5, I think he's caught a... Oh, no, we got him going down pit road now. So pit stops at lap 35 on their fuel tank. Everybody looks like they get in. 45 gets in there pretty deep. But everybody looks like they got in pit road very clean. Nobody hit each other. Now you got to be careful going into your pit stalls. Saw it happen multiple times. As a 45 missed his pit stall, that might be bad for him. He's too close to the wall. Oh, this is catastrophe for him. This is going to put him easily a lap down. Overslid his pit stall, then he was too close to the wall. That is not good for Brady. Somebody else missed it. Who was that? That was the 14 or 114 of Jonathan Wiley. The second group looks like they've came down also. I believe. I might be maybe wrong on that. That 45, he's not going to be happy with themselves. We had somebody looks like they wrecked going into their pit stall. It was a 15 of Jonathan Munda. So you saw a tire tracks. I'm guessing he probably got punted and they're on accident. But Cody and Cody Sanderson will also come down pit road. Followed by the 114. So pit stops already have gone bad for some drivers. You do not want to see that happen. These guys that are in pit road, most of them, they were the leaders. They had to come down pit road eventually. Took them a while. They didn't try to stretch their fuel a little bit longer than these guys out here. These guys are probably tanking. Oh, no. We got somebody's crashed. It's like Brady. What has happened here? And up on the apron, around the car, goes into the grass. Just spins it out, solo spin into the grass. That's not what he wants here. Decides to loop it around, get back going out of it, as that's not good. Something went from good to bad to worse in a matter of about 5 seconds for him, it seems. Let's see where he's going to have basically... He'll have Derek Kilgore around him. Derek will have to come in and pit. He'll might be able to get Scott. That's just not what he wanted to see, though, at all. But you guys, drivers merging back on the track from pit road. Clayton, he came down pit road. He is all alone. So he must have gotten a very good pit stop. Hunter Parsons is behind him. Raul Meza is behind him, though. But these guys need to get grouped up together. Now, they could lay off the throttle and let somebody get to him, but I'm not sure that they will because they need to have a huge gap to him. Now they want these guys spotting behind him, though. But running alone also is burning more fuel. You're going about 5 miles an hour slower to your foot with your foot to the floor now from running a packing. Running about 193 and half throttle it. It's just the speed difference that these guys get being in the draft. Gotta take that into account. It's like Ron gets a little bit loose on the note. Looks like he probably just tries to drag the 71 with him there. Thought for sure that's what he was going to do. They got that middle lane going. The 23s leading that. He has a shove from the 5. Sorry, 34, which is a 23 this race. Stamped as a 23, so he's actually 34 car number. My board, when I refer to him, that's who I'm referring to. That is Tyler Dittmer. These guys, they can probably catch Parsons and these guys very, very easily because they do not have a drafting partner up there. So anything, they will probably eat them up very, very soon. Actually go on board with, I'm going to choose a random driver here. I can't see where my mouse is. It's like we will go on board with the 24 of Zach Hartwick here for about 2 laps. Just see what he's having to do going around this track. Drivers kind of looking in the mirror, trying to keep him behind them. You're not definitely mirror driving this early on in the race, but it's lap 40 of the race so far, getting close to halfway to halfway in this race. Green so far, some mistakes being made by some drivers. Luckily not too many just yet. I saw some pit road mistakes happen. Drivers been sent around on a complete accident. And we had the 45 miss his pit stall. Had to back up too close to the wall, and then he spun coming off pit road. No, he's not going to be happy with that at all. If I was him, be pretty mad. Up here, they're probably going to catch these guys. Oh, yeah, they've already caught him. All right. I didn't realize they had caught him here. I was looking at, we were doing the in-car stuff and realized they caught the group in front of him, but kind of knew that would happen eventually. You can't run alone at these tracks. Now, if you do other tracks, you could have a possibility of doing it. That was there. He's going to give way. He will go a lap down. Might be 2. Yeah, he'll be the first car a lap down. So if caution were to come out, he would get it. I believe they will catch Brady, Derek, and Scott here very quickly because they are about. I believe they're in 3 and 4 now. These guys will be coming through the tri-oval. If there is any implication on pits, they'll probably come down pit road on lap 75-ish, if I had to guess. That's guessing. I'm not completely sure when they would have to come down pit road either. Oh, we got somebody loose. That is the 00 of Hug Wigington. Think he got up the groove just a little bit. I'm going to rewind that. I think he just got too far up on the track. Not sure what that was. Maybe he just got tight on exit and it just snapped on him. That just snapped on him. Able to save it, though. I'm not sure. I think he just got tight and tried to pull it off the wall a little bit too fast. The driver's able to do that every now and then, and that can really come back and bite you. But they didn't overcorrect and absolutely drilled themselves into the inside wall. That's definitely not something you want to feel. You don't want to feel a safety barrier. Most drivers don't want to. Oh, we got, as soon as I'm talking about a wreck, there's one. Ron Morris Jr. into the wall, almost upside down. Down into the path of 37. He gets hit also from the 37 in the rear end. As soon as I was talking about a safer barrier Ron Morris Jr. almost goes on his hood. That will bring out the yellow. See what happened here. The double zero, the zero down into Ron. Netcodes, and that kind of drags Ron with him. Ron is almost flipping. I think the 16 got no damage in that also. He went down through it. 37 looks like he gets minimal damage. Surprised that Ron's damage is not more than what it is as Hunter Parsons. He comes down pit road. He's a 05. I had the name completely, or the number completely wrong. He has a broken toe link, so he will have to use a fast repair if he does have any. That car is done. Yep, he got a fast repair, so he'll be out and away. I'm surprised that Ron Morris Jr. doesn't have a broken toe link, it seems. Let me see if he does. I'm really surprised that was some hard contact, but that car seems, I mean, relatively fine. Now, the front end's definitely beat in, but that might be optional repairs that you can get done. I'm surprised that damage was not more than what he has right now. I believe this will reset everybody. They should come down pit road here. As I believe it might be closed this time. Nope, it's open, so 16 is going to come down. He did get in that wreck. 37 kind of hit Ron in the rear. Didn't have anywhere to go, really. Nathan Smith will come down. Chris Blanchard will come down. Cody Knott will come down also. See if Ron takes his fast repair. I'm not sure if he does. He might. See if he does optional. Overshoots his pit stop, so I'll have to back up, but it is under caution, so it can't hurt him too bad. Nope, he takes his fast repair. The timing of a broadcaster. As soon as I'm talking about the safer barrier, we have a wreck. Now, some drivers are not going to be happy about that one bit, and I do not blame them at all for it. Luckily, there's only two. Those guys stayed out. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't come down pit road and top off on fuel. It's not a bad thing to do, but they decided, I'm going to stay out here. I don't want to be pitting. They probably want the track position more, thinking maybe cautions breed cautions here. Hopefully, that does not happen, because if it does, then that will be very bad. As while these guys are under caution, I'll roll some commercials here sometime. Drivers will be going green here. The 5 will be leading them. Sorry, not the 5. The 34 will be leading. The 5 will be on the bottom. followed by the 20 and the 42. We saw a crash just there with Ron Morse Jr. and the 05 of Hunter Parsons. Hunter came down to Ron, neck-coated, dragged Ron with him. Ron almost flipped. Those drivers are not out of the race. These are fast repair. I thought I had somebody in this Discord there for just half a second. Might have just heard something in my mind. Hopefully I was. But Tyler's going to lead him to green here. It's a good start. He can come down in front of the 5 if he wants. He's going to decide not to just yet, giving him a little bit of courtesy room. It's a good one, so he can choose which lane. He might want to go to the bottom here for sure. So first caution in the race so far, lap 48 of 1. Sorry, lap 44 of 160. But bottom is stacking up with the one had to lift. You saw him kind of wiggle around, not to drill the car in front of him. I've got to be careful with that. That's something that's common at these tracks. They want to hit each other in the rear end sometimes. At 20, he's gotten a run from the outside though. Got the 17, that was, sorry, not 17. 71, that was shoving him. See there, going up the track just a little bit there. You got to be careful with it. The 12 gets really loose. He goes top to bottom. No drivers do not want to see that at all. You don't want to see somebody getting really loose in front of you because you're having to lift. The one's going to put him 3 wide there for half a second. He's looking to put him 3 wide. You think he's thinking about it. He's like, hey, do I want to do this? He decides wisely not to do. He's thinking about it still. Sides. Oh, there we go. Somebody gets hooked. The 45 gets hit by the 15 in the corner, collects the 14 and the 144. Drivers coming back down on the track. Some drivers going through the grass to avoid it. But cautions breed cautions. That is exactly what just happened there. That's not what we want to see. I believe that's a broken toe link on him. Yep, looks like he's got a broken toe link. So some drivers will probably have to tow. Yep, he tows. Jonathan Wiley tows. Go back and see Cody Knott had to tow also. His toe link was broken. I believe it started with the 45 here. Not 45. Sorry, someone that was stamped as a 45 at somewhere in here. Let me find their name. I believe it starts with Cody Knott. See who he hits. So it started with actually the 45 in this race. Not sure who that is. See, he probably gets, see what happens here. Oh, the not holding the brake is the 14. Comes back up and takes Cody Knott with him. Breaks his toe link. I want to see who was the 45, because the 45 is not who the 45 is in this race. I'll just go from here because it's close enough to the view of the crash. See that 15? Looks like he hits the 45 just a little back and get the 14's view of it. Sorry, 15's view. I don't know why I'm saying 14. Let me find him over here. This is one thing with not stamped cars. So it looks like the 45 moves off the bottom. Gives the 15 a lane to go, and the 15 just taps the 45 ever so slightly. 45 overcorrects back up into those guys. Not 14, I'm not sure. Jonathan Wiley did not hold his brake, and that took out Cody Knott right into the side of him. Now he's got to be furious about that. That is not what we need to do. Just hold your brake there, man. Don't wash up into him. Come on. Irish etiquette 101. Don't do that. It's always bad. It always ends up bad for everybody. Guys, we'll come down pit road, top off on fuels. Everybody should come down pit road. Nope. 19 stays out. Brady also stays out. Derek Kilgore stays out. Got some drivers doing split decisions here. Surprised they all didn't come down pit road. Not sure if it's big set of tires. It might be unlimited. Knowing how these races go. They normally don't put limited tire sets when they do this race. Hopefully they don't. It'll make it even weirder for them. Looks like Chris, he's the one that stayed out. So the first car that pitted was Ron Morse Jr. He will be the leader of these guys that came down pit road. One thing I think they may be noticing too is just how loose these cars are getting in certain areas of the track. And they just want to go ahead and stop it from doing that. Once you slide once, that right rear will kind of just kick out a little bit. As as we will actually get Clayton in here the next time. He just messaged me and said that he's up for in-race interview, so we'll probably bring that on under the next caution. Hopefully that is not until a while, though, because I do not want to see this turn into a wreck fest. One might be going to pit road now. No, sorry. One is a 19 going down. Pit road. Yep. Nope. He's faking me out. So drivers kind of, I'm not sure. They're kind of playing a mind game here, it seems. It's like, oh, some drivers did come down pit road again. I believe the 43, 45. So the 43 is the 45 this race. That's who it is. Has he been riding around with that the whole time? Surprised he has. And it looks like he has a broken toe link for sure, seeing how the wheel's hopping around. Don't think that thing's going to make it much longer, but he's definitely giving it a shot, and I cannot blame him for doing that one bit. It's like, yep, he has a fast pair, has to use it. Saw that, when people's wheels start shaking, the tires start wobbling around, that means your toe link is toast. You got to say bye-bye to that thing and get it replaced. So I've had so many broken toe links, I cannot tell you how many it's happened, and it's not really anybody's doing it. It's kind of, you hit a certain area of the wall, sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of luck of the draw, and I evidently have terrible luck knowing how many times I've broken one on, and it can get on my nerves for sure. Cannot stand that. Going to be a 19 Hill leading the green. Brady will be on the outside of him. The 11 of Derek Kilgore to the bottom of the 51 of Nathan Smith. Or a partner there. But 52 laps in, 2 cautions so far. That one kind of back-to-back. 26 code not. He's still in pit road. 19, 45, 11, 51, 37, 1, 24, 76, 42, and 16, sorry. Trying to get these drivers' numbers down. Green flag's in the air again. We're underway. Hopefully we don't see another caution here very soon. Chris gets a good one. He can get out. Garrett Kilgore also gets a good one. Brady LaFour doesn't get a terrible one, but he doesn't get a good one either at the same time. It's kind of like a restart, is that you can afford to have these at these tracks for sure. Especially if you've got drivers behind you that are willing to push. It's really who's your friend. That's really when you figure out who is fake and who is not fake at all. The ones looking to put it 3 wide, thought about it, lifts out of it. Definitely giving it a shot. You're like, do I do this right now? That one is going to leave the outside lane. He's going to get down to these guys. Oh, he has a gap. Think he saw that 51 gets loose. Don't wreck. He's around now. That's Nathan Smith. Just kind of overcorrects a little bit. I think it's the second time. That might have been. No, it wasn't him early in the race, but he goes through the grass. Able to save it. He just got incredibly loose. I'm not sure what happened there with him. Got loose, but he's able to not hit anybody that's going to turn the lap down here relatively soon. I say the 43 comes down pit road. Not quite sure he's in pit road. Might have had a speeding penalty. Now it's going to put the 45 out front. Don't think he wants to be out front. Looks like he's kind of opening up that bottom to the 1, saying, hey, if you want to take it, you have at it. Man, the 5 cuts down right in front of the 37. Driver's already making moves to get down to the bottom lane early on in the race. I'm surprised they're doing this. That 1 trying to work the bottom the best that he can. So the 24 to 16. These guys can mount the run on this 45 if they decide to. I don't believe that they will, though. Best Racing Network Camaro is up front currently. We have like 2 packs, it seems. We have, as we just had before, that 34 is leading this backpack. He's going to have to try to catch the 07. 07 is about 2 seconds now in front of them. These guys need to start bumping down the straights, lifting the corners, really getting that arrow shoved the best that they could. Did somebody not have a hood there? I could have swore when I turned around, somebody didn't have a hood. Yeah, 43 is working on the track here. That 45 might be giving that one a little bit of an offset so he can get a little bit of a bump if he needs to, maybe kind of let him get a run more or less on him on the straights on that. I can give you a little bit of a tap in the rear end, get you going up just a little bit further. You don't want to be drilling people in the back. That never ends up bad. Never ends up good, it seems. That was weird. I don't know what that was about. Maybe I clicked on the same car right there. I'm just trying to pull up lap times here. That's not what I need. I need to find it here. There's battle boxes. I'll leave this up here for you all. Ray LaFour, he's going to run that bottom. I think driver's going to just be like, I'm just going to run the bottom now. I don't really want to be around anybody at this point. Kind of just want to ride. We can save fuel, stretch it a little bit longer. Now, if this pit cycle does go like it should, I believe. Guys that pitted on lap 50 should be able to go to about lap 86, I'd say. Now, that is running full throttle. They will be running a little bit less throttle than they were before, knowing that they're in the draft. I kind of sorted that out pretty fast here. '45's got the one shoving him pretty well so far. Everybody's just deciding to line up on the bottom. Now the 5 has tried to mount something on the top. He only has the 42. Of Ed Osborne trying to shove him. They gained other trucks, it looks like, or not trucks. 07 popped up there, and I can't see who's that car number right there. Or in front of him. It's just so hard to see. I believe that's the 47. Yeah, 47 of James Morris. That 5's not gone to the lead. Looks like they probably swapped positions somewhere with the 1 and the 45. 42, so if they go down, yep, they're going to go down in front of this bottom lane. Now, I saw that the bottom lane, once you go into the bottom lane, if you've been shoved by in the top lane, that top lane still comes back and gets you. Maybe who will do what here? What drivers will work together? What drivers will say, it's my time to shine here. They're not halfway in the race just yet. In about roughly an hour here. So still running about 46-second laps, so they're running faster than as they thought. They're going to put it 3 wide. They're at 07's looking on that 47 there. 45's hop up into that top lane. 07 got a little bit loose. 45, if he comes back down, if he's not going to be able to get down in time. 07 to 71 jumps down to the bottom. 45's really got nobody behind him. He has the 07 and the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. 45 was going to be able to get down. I think Ron's trying to find a way down in line. He's just not able to get there just yet. That 1 got the 47. Now they hop up together. The 5 hops back up into that lane, sees the run coming. Doesn't block it again on the 1. Kind of lets the 1 go. They almost got a wreck back here. And the 45, 71, and 07 almost wreck each other. Maybe driver just putting the 3 wide and trying to get too much too early on. Brady, he should be able to rebound from this. He can probably hold on to the draft of the 19 when they all get by him. Needs to get some type of draft from somebody here, because that will put him in a very difficult position if he's not able to. Up here, we got these guys going at it. The 5's going at it with the 1. 47's kind of going at it with the 42 at the same time also. So they're really trying to give each other the best shoves that they can here. Yes, you really want to lay it to you on the straights and the corners. You want to get as close as you can. Get that good run off. And the back stretch is where you just lay it on them. As I tell you what, I made the great mistake of not making it colder in this room, because holy crap, it's getting hot in here. Oh no. Oh, we got him loose. Drivers, I'm not sure what's getting with these guys being loose off the corner like this, because we saw that happen multiple times here now. The corners, the exit corners just do not like these guys at all. Kind of surprised by it too. 45, he was not able to hang on to the draft of the 11, so he's going to have to drop back to. It looks like he got the 19 behind him. 19's probably just keeping a little bit of a draft on Brady. He's about to lose it here. He's probably lost it now, but he's got the 7 or the 20 coming up to help him. So these guys will probably be adopted into this group back here getting the shove. Won't have to worry about being alone anymore after that. It's not something that we want to see at all. No, they're going to go right around him. They're not going to pick him up. Hopefully these guys can tuck in behind them, though. I think they will have a chance to do that. These guys are still going to add up here. The 42's been shoving the 5. Ron kind of led to that top lane. He tries to go down in front of the 1. He was clear, but decides not to cut the 1 off and make him lift. A lot more of a courtesy move from him. Too early in the race still. It's only lap 62. You got about 100 more laps left of this, so don't take yourself out early. It's one thing that drivers will probably keep in mind here. 5 looks to block the 42. We got him making moves now. 5 blocks the 42 back down to the bottom to block the run that the 1 has. So clean car is definitely not taking. Oh no, we got a wreck now. 42 into the 71, down to the 24, collects the 12. See if anybody else gets into it. Looks like everybody else is able to get through it. Some drivers through the grass. The 45 doesn't hit anybody. Luckily, he just spins it out, which is the 43. Saw that coming somewhere. Let's see, I believe it was up here, the 42. Of Ed Osborne. Maybe just got a little bit too antsy in the middle. We'll see him look right here. I'll slow it down here. Looks like he almost comes down into the 7, doesn't. Sees 07 coming the bottom over, or it gets up a little bit out of the groove into the 71. I believe it only got really 3 drivers, the 71 and the 42. The 71 missed most of the damage. He just missed most of the damage. Ron gets hit in the rear, and he's able to save it. 24. Oh, he hits the 71. Finally, 71 looks like he doesn't have that much damage, though. I think he should be mainly fine with it. See if Ron misses the 71 again. He misses him again. He threads the needle between those two guys. 16 saw its life flash before his eyes there for sure. Doesn't seem like that's much damage to the 71 or the 24. So those guys should be perfectly fine to be able to go continue the race. Oh, what happened here with the 43? I did not remember that damage being on your car there, little buddy. What happened here? Or was it broken before that? Oh, did somebody hit him after caution? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Come on, guys. You got to be checking up for that. No way these guys should be going that fast. Takes off the 45. That breaks his toe link and everything. Who hit him? That was not Jonathan. Who was that drilled that man? Trying to find who that could have been. That was just careless. Drivers should not be going that fast that far after the caution was thrown. That will end the 43's night. Dana Shepherd. Do not know what that was about there. Not even sure who hit him. I couldn't really see the car number either. That's just, oh Lord. I don't know what that was about. We will bring in the one of Clayton Davis. Get him in here. Hey Clayton, this is Bryson's booth. Got a copy, man?
Oh, yes, sir. How are you?
So you're running 4th right now. You've been up front most of the time. You've been able to dodge some wrecks that's happening. But how's the race going so far for you, man?
Race is great, man. First pit stop, I put 5.5 gallons. I got out front by myself, and I forgot to bump it back up to 20 gallons. When we pitted under the stage, and I just got, like, crew chief came on and said, you have 1 lap of fuel left coming out of 4, and they wrecked behind me and saved me from going who knows how many laps down just now.
Yeah, man, sometimes gifts happens. It looks like cautions have break cautions, so you've definitely gotten lucky on those, but you're sitting 4th. How do you feel about your chances so far, man?
I feel really good about it, man. I feel like I'm driving a good race. The 5, who was throwing some pretty ridiculous blocks there up front this early in the race. And, so I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling everyone out and seeing what happens. I may have gone to the back here and just hanging out for the last 100 laps to avoid this stuff, because I'm not trying to get caught up in some crazy blocks here this early. So.
Yeah, I know that some drivers, you were like, why are you blocking this early? Five was being very aggressive, but luckily he wasn't turned as it was somebody else I got turned, man. But it looks like you're gonna be going green this lap, and I'll let you go, but good luck, man.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
As that was Clayton Davis, the driver of the 1 Ford Mustang here. It will be going green this time by, as I said earlier. Saw them line up, knew that I had to get him out of there so he would be able to concentrate on the race. I'm going to see who broke that dude's toe link. No, it wasn't Cody. Cody wasn't out on the track. Who broke that man's toe link? Looks like it was Cody Sanderson, I think, maybe. I don't want to be throwing accusations. It's either Cody Anderson or Jonathan Wiley. I'm not sure which one it was. I don't think it was Jonathan. I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else. I'm not completely sure. I don't want to be saying the wrong driver. The 47, he's going to be in the bottom of the 07. Scott Griffin, the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. will be in that bottom lane. Below the 1 of Clayton Davis, who we just interviewed. The 45 of Brady LaFour. Or LeBefour. Hopefully I'm saying, I don't want to be butchering his name. I'm probably butchering it. I'm terrible with last names, it seems. But cautions after cautions, it seems, now happen. Drivers have a little bit less than 100 laps to go here. You calm down just a little bit, decide to run in a single file line. I think that would be best for all of them. And that they don't have to really hit each other too hard. Because if you hit each other, it's going to end up bad. Green flags back in the air here. We're underway again at Daytona. 07 gets a pretty good start. Already got the 45 going on the apron. Looks like some drivers struggling with a little bit of grip. Putting all that power down, they were able to get going, luckily. Jonathan Munda. Jonathan Wiley. There's 2 Jonathans in here. I don't want to say it was a truck. I keep on wanting to say truck because I've done so many truck races. It's ridiculous. 07's pretty far out front. He has the 47. It's going to shove him. These guys did pit, so they have the same amount of fuel that once hopped up into that top lane. He's got nobody behind him. He's going to have to hope that the 71 can get there. 45 looks like he's going to go up. See the 1 needs help. Going to try to help him out. I think going to try to side draft that 37. Slow him down just a little bit. I believe he suffered the Daytona curse as me, looking at his I rating, or safety rating. 1.66. That's welcome to Daytona. The I rating goes through, or safety rating goes in the dumpsters. I'm not making fun of him at all. I know how that feels, man. It's terrible. I'm an A-class driver, and I've lost 600 IR because of Daytona alone. You tell me what, I hate that track so much now. I did win a race. Don't know how I did it, but I did, evidently, and I was pretty happy about that. So I will back off this audio here real quick on the race. I don't want to be drowning out my voice. That one's kind of going down. I think that's really hurting the 45 just a little bit, trying to keep it straight. That 47's really moving around that bottom lane. He needs to hold his line just a little bit better there. Now that these guys can bump him. There's some sparks coming. Drivers getting on that yellow line a little bit too much. Taking too much up. Looks like Ron got loose coming out of that corner too. Kind of gotten the 5. I think he's doing a little strategy here. Jacob Klinkhart. I think that he's just deciding to kind of ride about middle of the pack, leading his own little group every now and then. He doesn't have the draft of Nathan. Nathan's about 1.5 seconds in front of him. I keep swearing. I think I keep hearing somebody hop in the booth here, but they aren't. And it's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. I don't know where. I might be hearing stuff. But that one's gotten a shove from the 45. He's trying to take the lead now. Going to get to the outside of the 07. The 47 is going to come with the bump. Almost makes contact with the 1. No, 47 wiggling around. The 45 gave him room. Saw him wiggling. Thought there was going to be somebody around there very soon. Luckily, these drivers noticed it, decided to say, let's back off of him now. I don't want to hit him too hard. Now, when you have a car doing that on the bottom, that's where you get even more anxious. You do not want to be around that person when they can't hold that line like they need to. Might be getting a little bit loose on the bottom with the 47. 45 and the 71 are going to try to work the outside lane. They got the 16, but they just don't have numbers. 1 goes back up to the top, leaves that lane open for the 07. I'm surprised he did that. I thought he would take the bottom again. But he doesn't come back down in front of those guys. One's trying to make the outside lane work. He had it working there for a little bit. Hopped down to the bottom. That hopped back up to the outside, and that kind of slowed him down, surprisingly. I don't know why he did that, but he evidently took the choice to do that. See the 26 of Cody Knott. His chances of winning tonight are probably down the drain, knowing how much damage he has. At 1 again, he goes to the lead to see if he stays in that top lane now. Looks like he will. He doesn't go down to the bottom. He's rather have Brady. I think he saw what happened when he hopped down before. Kind of got 8 up in that lane. .42, 12, 19, 05. The 5 kind of in their own group here. Also, we got guys really making some moves up here. That middle lane, though, you see that strength starting to show. These guys are just ripping that outside. Do not blame them for doing it one bit. They'll probably get a big train behind them. Everybody's going to start running the wall. That super speedway racing, everybody likes to run the wall, and sometimes it can get very boring, but it's how they like to do it. Hopefully Unlike real life, if there's rain on the track, they will actually throw a caution as 07 got loose on the bottom. Almost comes up, trying to find a way in line. I think he was going to try to come up from that 11. 11 was already there and couldn't do anything about that. 07 can tuck in behind Ron Morris Jr. If he decides to here, you might want to do that. Lift just a little bit, let Ron get by, as that gap's going to be closed very quickly if he does not do that. See Ron hops up. Everybody's going to run this. Everybody's going to run this outside now at this point. I don't think anybody's going to move down to that middle line. We got these guys back here running the bottom. I think they really just want to catch up to him right now. I don't think they really want to be doing much besides that. Trying to drop something on the ground here. So good job, me. Haha, like it. Nice. 42, he's leading this group back here. That's Ed Osborne. He's got to catch up to the 12. Sorry, not 12. The 51 of Nathan Smith, as I'm running on about 6 hours of sleep. So I'm probably stumbling over my words here just a little bit. Hopefully it's not too noticeable to you all. I can't even type, trying to look up something. But everybody's running a big old train. Everybody's in this top lane. Besides this group back here, they're kind of running middle. They've got it grouped up now, so they'll probably catch this group here very, very soon. Like, see if they decide to run the top. They look like they will. Not bad for them. That probably is a good call for them doing that. I look at Dustin said LaBeouf, so probably I'm saying that man's name wrong. Sorry about that. I'm terrible with last names. He's running my pants tonight, so I do thank him for doing that. Let's put it out there to see if anybody did want to run it. He took that calling, but you see everybody's running about that black groove near the wall. 37 got, or looked like 35 got loose there. Now Johnny, he is back on the lead lap from those cautions that happened. First guy a lap down, I believe it is Jonathan Munda. He's kind of running in the middle of this pack right now. Oh, he's 2 laps down actually, excuse me. So he'll have to get 2 cautions here to get on the lead lap. That's if he, actually, sorry, he will get the lucky dog. I was thinking these guys didn't have to come down here, but they would not have to. It wouldn't matter to him. If I was these guys back here, I'd start running the top, actually. I wouldn't want to be running out of the wake of the guy in front of you. It'd kind of be bad for you in the long run. A little bit past, or getting close to halfway. They have 6 more laps and they're halfway in the race. Been racing for about an hour currently. About an hour and a half. Close to that. They've had 3 cautions so far. It's not been bad so far here. I thought there'd be a little bit more, but these next gens are tough. You can really beat up on these cars, and if you know how to drive them very well, you can really, really have fun with driving them. .45 is going to hop out of line. He's going to try to pass the 16. The 07 is going to come with the 14. So is the 24. These guys might be splitting up their lanes now. James Morris on the bottom. He's got the 07 behind him, the 24, the 37. So drivers probably trying to make the bottom work. Just a little bit more here, surprisingly. I didn't expect them to do that. Looks like everybody goes down to the bottom as soon as they see them trying to do that. See if they shoot back up to the top. They will not. That's going to leave the 16 to lead. He's going to have the 11. 76, he's leading that outside lane. See if he can get anything to work. I'm not sure if he could, because it's going to be difficult for him if he does try to get something to work on there. For some reason, I thought this race was going to be Atlanta. I have no idea why, but I did. That's probably one of the weird things. I don't even think I know what my schedule is half the time. I really don't. Not a very coordinated broadcast. About to pass out. 16 still trying to work that high side with the 11. Derek Kilgore not working to his advantage, though, so he might want to hop in behind the 51 when he gets a chance to. That would be the best option for him. Doesn't seem like he's going to take it, though. It looks like the 51, he's leaving him a gap. The 11 jumps down. See if the 16 can get down. Nope, he's got friends on the outside lane. 11 goes from the bottom to that middle lane again, so he switches as soon as he gets there. One of Clayton Davis. He's got the 45 of Brandon LaBeouf pushing him. It's been pretty good racing so far. Now, if it was a, tell you what, if it was a actual like track, actually, let me take that back. Super speedways are fun, but I like just the normal race tracks. But this does even out for every driver, it seems, is one thing that I have noticed. Run nose to tail, and it's pretty much who can avoid wrecking each other will win. That is always something fun with this track. There's some big wrecks, some wrecks that are kind of like, they're not going to happen. I'm trying to look at something here. But Clayton looks like he's just kind of cruising. We'll go on board with the 45 of Brady LaBeouf. Like he's having fun to drive behind this guy. Doesn't have to move anywhere. Getting the run just a little bit less than half throttle, letting him save fuel. Now the prime position I think would be probably about Ron Morris Jr. It's kind of in the middle of this, getting able to draft. Looks like these guys back here starting to catch him. Hunter Parsons getting shoved by the 5 of Jacob Flinthart. The driver's been pretty calm so far. That looks like I think this group will catch him here, and they'll be able to save a little bit more fuel. Now, running full throttle, you're going to be saving not really any fuel, and especially being the leader as Hunter Parsons is. Even more difficult for him. Now the ones burn off a lot of fuel. He did pit on lap 63. Some drivers came down, topped off on lap 64, as in Hunter Parsons when he came down. Cody Knott came down on lap 50, but he has been pretty much with nobody the whole entire time, it seems. The ones getting shoved from the 45. Big train is being ran on the bottom currently. The 20's on the bumper, the 19. Now, you don't want to be pushing the pusher here. If you're pushing the pusher, you don't want to be in a very hard position. For sure, you do not want to be having to deal with that. Is in the middle of this. He's got the 42 behind him, getting a pretty decent shove right now. They're going to catch his pack here soon. I believe that's 24 on the bottom. Hunter will catch him probably within about a lap or two. He's about on the draft of him, so once he gets within 0.6 of a second, which he is now, so he'll be able to get right up to the back of him. These guys have just been pretty much riding up here. I don't think everybody's pretty content with where they are at this point. And they're racing each other. Zach just ran 46.42. That is his best lap of the race. That is actually, I think, near one of the fastest laps of the race. Oh, we got Gars loose down there. That's the 50. That's sorry, 42. Let me correct this. I was going to look here. Make sure this is the fastest lap of the race so far. Just confirming that that was the fastest lap. That was the fastest lap of the race. Put down by Zach Hartwick. Yeah, I'm surprised. He put down a fast lap of the race about 82 laps into it. That's surprising for him. I don't expect that to happen. Evidently, he did it. Now, these guys will probably have to come down pit road lap 90 to 100-ish, I'd say. See, Cody, he's multiple laps down because he had to fix his toe link. Had a hard wreck earlier, but yeah, these guys have pretty much found each other. They're all going to run that bottom. This is when the race becomes pretty much boring at this point. Everybody runs the bottom. Nobody really wants to fight with each other at all. It's kind of like, well, you know, we're all running the same lanes. So what do we do at this point? 1 in the 45 being content. 71's been content where he is. 37, 76, 16, 47. But we got him moving back around here and not being content around each other at all. We got the Hunter looks like he's going to drop back to the back of this pack. I'll let the 15 in line in front of him. He got on the apron there just a little bit. Doesn't want to get up on it too hard. Oh, 7's kind of holding on to this draft. 35. This is the second time he's lost the draft, so I'm not sure if he has an issue here, but these guys have been running a pack back here very far away from these guys, so we don't have to worry about anything that happens up front. I know Clayton running like this is hurting his fuel a little bit more. He's got to be cautious about that. I'm just looking at some of the tracks here. Cody's just kind of up here, not really doing much. He's kind of there. These guys probably aren't mad about him, especially if he doesn't do anything, and he can just kind of ride with him, help him save fuel, help him pick up some speed. He's not been able to get back in line, probably letting all these guys go. The 42 looks like he got loose off the bottom. Goes from the top to the bottom, back down into that bottom lane, finds his home in it. Clinton has pretty much just been doing what he needs to so far, I'd say. See, they start. Oh no! There's a wreck. The 51 hit from the 47, collects the 24. Oh, the 12 hard into the wall. That takes out Cody again. Just fixed his car, and that's going to get him into another wreck. At 47, got loose coming off the corner. Let's see if he might have gotten touched from somebody from behind. See what happens. No, he just got loose again. That's the second time he's gotten loose in that same corner. The 51 looks like he actually gets minimal damage from that. Oh, right into the path of Cody. That's going to break his toe link as soon as I said he had minimal damage. That puts the steering wheel to the side. 07 looks like he makes it through. That was some hard contact for those drivers. That's the fourth caution tonight here. Not what we want to see, but this will bring everybody down pit road. They'll probably have to do one more pit stop to make it to the end here. Now, you can top off, because that would not be a bad decision at all. As you know, if I was him, I'd be doing that possibly too. That wouldn't be a bad decision from him if he did decide to do that. I'm lucky y'all couldn't hear my father walk in there because he walked in there just a little bit ago. So that would have been like really, really weird. Luckily, I have my mic set to something where it can't really pick up that little bit of sound. It has to go above a certain decibel for it to be able to hear anything. Very lucky on that. This will bring everybody down pit road for sure. Nobody's going to be staying out here. Oh, 7's down pit road. 51's down pit road. The 12 has no tire. It's to the side. Does not want to. You do not want to see that when you're driving your tire completely to the side. These guys, I'd say that they could probably come down pit road with. Let's see when they come. Or will they stay out? Nope. At the 24, so it's a split decision coming down pit road. The 24 does have some damage though. Looks like his splitter is bent up. The 5 looks like he doesn't have any damage. The 19, he comes down pit road, doesn't have any damage. The 47, who was kind of the cause of that wreck, just got loose off that high side of the wall. He's coming down pit road. if y'all are new here, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription to Ghost Racing Network, will always help us grow. And I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to hit 200 by the end of this month. I'm about 9 away. I didn't think I'd even get close enough to this. We're kind of stagnant at about 170-ish, and then out of nowhere we kind of got a lot of subscribers. So if we can hit that goal, I'd definitely be thankful for that. But that's up to you all. But while these guys are under caution, I'm going to roll some quick ads for you. Drivers will be getting the green flag this time by Clayton Davis on the bottom. He'll be leading the green. The 45 of Brandon LaBeouf on the outside, the 71. We'll be behind the one that is Keith Bradley. Keith will have the 37 of Raul Meza to his outside. You see Ron Morris Jr. there lurking in that blue and white paint scheme for him. Very nice paint scheme for the 45, I may say so myself. Made by Iron Horse Liveries. Man can make some mean paint schemes. He's definitely more expensive, but if you are looking for one, hit him up because they are absolutely beautiful when he does make them. Looks like the one wanted to switch, though, so they make a switch there. He wanted that outside lane. They could be working something out here between the 1 and the 45, I'd say, from that move. Would not be unheard of. It's kind of weird for drivers to work together sometimes. Sometimes it isn't. Some drivers like, I'm just going to be selfish. I'm going to take it off of myself, and I don't blame him. See, I know these guys didn't come down pit road. Now these guys back here, I believe, first person that pitted was Derek Kilgore. He is sitting 14th. He pitted on lap 88. This should get him to 1 pit stop to the finish, I think. Maybe completely wrong. Knowing my estimates, I am completely wrong. So don't take anything that I say lightly. Or take it, well, actually take it lightly because I'm probably wrong on it. Looking at how their fuel has gone. Pace car is off now. One's going to lead him to green here. 45 on the bottom. 71, 37, 76, 16, 20, 42. One gets a good start. That was definitely worked out between these two, seeing how these guys reacted. Like, yep, he's going to go down right in front of the 45. I think, once you get behind somebody and they've been pushing you, you feel a lot more comfortable with them being behind you, knowing that. I know that I can trust this guy to push me if we get in a hairy situation and get me out of it. Always a peace of mind that these drivers can have for sure. 4 cautions so far, not really that big of a wreck fest, luckily for these guys. As hopefully I didn't just curse them there, because I probably did. So we got somebody trying to get that outside lane. That's a 23, which is the 30, I believe I said this race. The 34 this race. And that green, red, and white paint scheme. Trying to work that line. Clayton continuing to lead. He's pretty much had free reign over what he can do up here right now. He's not had to worry about anybody. You heard that he did make a mistake earlier by putting not enough fuel in his car, and he had to go back down and top it off. He just had switched it to 5.5, forgot, came back down pit road, realized, oh, this is 5.5, and I had to go back down and get more fuel in it. Clayton continues to lead. I think everybody, let's see. So I know Clayton's fuel is going to be harder because, he's been leading this pack. He's been the horse that they've been right in behind. So his fuel's not going to be as much of these guys behind them, so he's going to have to come in a little bit earlier. Now, the question is, do these guys come in with him or do they leave him out? That's a big thing that we'll have to see here. We got Hunter Parsons riding outside. We got him 3 wide now, 16, 3 wide, 20 is on the bottom. They go 3 wide for a brief second, and then they kind of cut that out. So, you know, we got about 68 laps left of the race. Maybe that's a little bit too early to be doing anything, and I don't blame him. He's going to hope that that 00 can get to him and help him. Kind of the only guy that he can ask for help at this point, it seems. Some drivers trying to run the bottom. Some drivers are pretty much just ripping the bottom doing it. Everybody's running a big train. Some drivers decide to hop off the train and then get right back on it. Nathan Smith is kind of barely holding on to these guys. I can definitely see. I have made the grave mistake of offloading some of this work to my CPU. Could not have done that, but we'll do it. You all can't see it. I can. I've actually done that. Oh, we got the 35 loose on the bottom. Driver's hitting that apron. The 23 ducks down. He doesn't want anything to do with this. But back to what I was saying. I actually have... Oh, that 45 is giving that one a good shove down that backstretch. Saw him really glued to his bumper there. Back to that topic. I know the crashes that I was having was my GPU was actually thermal throttling because it runs so hot. The 3080 Ti's are just known for doing that. So I've decided to go custom water cooling on everything. GPU and CPU will be water cooled. That will be coming in probably about Tuesday, so it might be up. Let's see if I can catch a break with broadcasting. Maybe Saturday, if I had to guess, possibly. But Chris, he just ran an identical lap to Zach with a 46.42. I need to get my glasses fixed. I'm tired of wearing goggles. We got drivers getting... Oh, we got somebody loose on the bottom. So drivers getting loose on that bottom. That 45's hopped up into that top lane with the 71 behind him. So familiar face behind him. Now... Clayton has to trust Ron Morris Jr. on the bottom. That 45 is really moving around the 71, almost into the wall. 45, looks like we got some sparks coming. Might be a little bit of net, might be getting on the apron just a little bit too much for these drivers. That is not uncommon to see at tracks like this to try to wrap that yellow line. You can just get on it a little bit, and that will really upset your car, too. That can really send your back end. You know, sliding around, you'll be like, oh, there we go, and we're not wrecking. That's what will happen. That's not happening for these guys. All that 45 getting a shove from the 71. Doesn't want to be bumped in the corner. That's a bad decision. Doesn't turn him, though. Able to stay pretty calm on his bumper there. That could have been very bad for him. Everybody is running a big train here. Literally everybody that's on the track. No, Cody Knott has not had... Not mean to make that lead into it, but he has not had a good night here at all. But Clayton, he's pretty much back where he was before. That 45 is... not getting that outside lane going like he needs to. Oh, we got a wreck now. 45, 35, 71. 35 looks like he came up into the 45 there. They're wrecking. Hard contact. 47's into it. Clayton gets hit from behind again. That's a 5th caution tonight. It's like that started with the 35 of Johnny Lawrence. And he gets away with the least damage of it seems. No broken toe links for him. Actually, he might have a broken toe link. See, now his car is steering. We'll have to go back and see the crash here because that was not good for any of those drivers there. Let me go back to the moment of caution. I need to mount a button to this, but looks like, yep. So it looks like 35 go on the rear chase for to see what happens here. So just up into the 45. Maybe thought he was clear. Collects the 45. 14 gets into it. 71 gets into it also. Looks like 71 doesn't get that much damage. 45 breaks a turn link, 00 to the grass. 47 is involved. 15 just squeaks by. Looks like he's lucky to get away with the least damage of that, but that takes out some drivers. You see the 00 looks like his toe link is gone. See how his car is shaking. I believe these guys will come down pit road. They will not stay out, as this is probably actually split up their fuel run now if they do come down pit road this time by. As they'll come down pit road, so everybody, you can pretty much overshoot your pit stop at this point. And I think worrying about that, as that car was involved. I keep wanting to say truck. That car was involved in the wreck earlier, but these guys will be clean in and clean out. Got to go back and find something for another driver in a league that I broadcast for. I love seeing them. It's a father and son duo. Y'all have watched any of those races? That is not what I need there. But while these guys have came in and out of pit road, looks like the 24 beats them all out. Everybody pretty much clean in, clean out. No big things happen there for them, luckily. But while these guys are going to be under caution here, actually, we will bring in. I'm going to bring in Ron Morris Jr. here. If he's in the Discord. Come here, Ron. Ah, he's not there, man. Oh, come on, man. Let's see. Who else is up front? Zach, is he in here? There he is. Hey, Zach, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
Yep.
And so you're sitting first now. How do you feel about the race? Like how it's gone for you so far?
Pretty good. It's just been sitting here riding. Had to use a fast repair early on, and but now we're just kind of cruising. We're going to try to maintain this pace and see if we can't pull this dub out.
I mean, you got about, I believe, at least one pit stop left. Now, how do you feel about your chances, being this late into the race, knowing that you're sitting up front?
I mean, I feel pretty confident that I can maintain my spot and stay up here, but if it gets crazy, I'm definitely going to bail and try to maintain and just be there at the end.
I don't blame you bailing when it's still a little bit too early for drivers to be making that move, man, but I was going to bring you in here for a quick interview knowing that you're out front. Hope to see you in victory lane later, man, but good luck.
Thank you. Good.
As that was Zach Hartwick. Got to drag him back down to his room. I cannot say words sometimes. I can't even speak anymore. Oh, your broadcaster's going insane, I'll tell you that much. As that is something that I tend to do all the time. I don't know how, but I do it. And let me share this here to the person who was asking about this. But the 24 is going to leave the green. Clayton Davis will be on his outside. Ron Morris Jr. I was trying to get him here for an interview, but sadly he was not there. I guess he doesn't love me enough. I hope nobody heard that. Don't clip that if you heard that. That is rolling in here, but if y'all are watching it, who is your pick tonight to take home the win here at Daytona? Get the green coming this time. 24 is going to lead in green. Clayton Davis, Ron Morris Jr. 19 of Chris Blanchard, 37 double or 05 16 42 07 51. Trying to remember these drivers' numbers. I don't know how I'm doing it half the time, but I am. But pace car pulls off. They will go green this time by lap 100 even, so 60 laps left. We'll have to come down pit road one last time at least. It's like that was definitely worked out between those guys. You see that one. As soon as that green flag came out, he went right to the bottom when he had the opportunity to do that. Do not blame him for making that choice either. See where that 45 is. Involved in the wreck. He used his passenger pair and he's out and away. So he's got to work through this stuff now. No, it's going to be hard for him. May have a little bit of bias. Definitely want to see my car in victory lane. We got a lot of people in here that say Clayton Davis. I'm assuming that you all are probably friends or family of Clayton. Yeah, 14. Heck, 14 has some heavy damage there. He's got the front end. Clayton, he's currently running second. He's on the bump for the 24. He can really shove this where he might want to ride just a little bit. That wouldn't be a bad decision for him to do at all. Just making sure that somebody that I have to answer in Discord is getting their answer that they need. But everybody looks like, they're pretty much running that bottom. Nobody wants to do anything. That 45's coming back up here, though. Gained 3 spots. He had to go basically to the back of the pack because that fast repair. It's like Shane has entered the pits here. Let's see what happened with him. What is this about? Might have, apparently he has to fix. I'm not completely sure. It's very, very odd from him. This guy's just basically going to run the bottom. Big train extend their fuel for as long as they can is what they'll probably end up doing. I don't blame them for doing that one bit, though. Now, you can get, running like this, you can get maybe an extra 2 to 3 laps. 3 is being generous. Get to run full throttle. Now, the guy out front is just burning up fuel like it's nothing. I seriously need to get my glasses fixed because I am tired of wearing these goggles. Yes, and I did have sports goggles when I was younger. I don't have bad eyesight. I had 20/45 when I was younger. I now have 20/25, so I basically got 20/20 vision. Only wear glasses when I played sports and baseball because the ball was too small. I couldn't really see the ball. I got glasses, and I got definitely a lot better. And I got goggles because I was tired of my glasses falling off. My glasses broke. The arm broke on them. Well, they're not broken. I just lost a bracket, so have to get those fixed. I'm wearing sports goggles right now, and they're a different prescription, and they mess with my eyes. Don't wear them all the time, but wear them when I'm on my PC. When you're a broadcaster, you're always looking at it. If that one is getting a good shove, you're giving a good shove to that 24 launch is kind of back there. Now, the job of really that third car in line is to give the one an arrow shove. And what I mean by that, there's kind of bubble around that rear end of that car. You want to kind of just shove them just a little bit with that arrow. You don't want to really tap them. You don't want to push the pusher. But once you push the pusher that's pushing the guy out front, he has no control over where he's going to go most of the time. He may lift and you may just keep on going. He's like, oh, no, this is not good. The 71, he's going to try to go with the 45 to 42. They have the 47 also in that top lane currently. The second group is back. I think these guys have been pretty much riding in the back the whole time, too. They've been kind of like, I don't want to be up here most of the time. That's not a bad call from them either. I mean, it's definitely a somewhat odd one, but it's not terrible. So I will actually do this here. Oh, I'm not going to do that for y'all. I didn't realize that I had hit my Windows key there. Luckily, that was like half a second. So I forgot I didn't map my Windows key to do anything on that anymore. I need to map it to do that. Normally, my Razer keyboard will not let me press the Windows button when I get in a race, but it evidently will now because I have turned that mode off. I'm going to make sure about that when I get a chance. This middle lane, though, they've started to work their way back up here now. It's taking a while. I think the one sees that. Yep, he goes up to the top in front of the 71. He saw that run that they were getting. He's like, oh, I'm going to come up there now. I want some of it. He's going to get a shove by the 24. So Clayton Davis is going to go back to lead off the bump for the 71. The 71's moving around that one, and that one's got to be very nervous seeing a guy move around like that. See what the one does. Going to go block down and block that bottom lane. Oh, 24 had to run, decided to go down to it. He's like, I don't want you to come down here anymore. 45, 42, 47, and 11's into the wall. Just taps it a little bit. That's one thing with next gens. You can kind of tap the wall now. Old gens, you hit the wall and your race is pretty much over. That's one thing that is annoying for some of these drivers for sure. As Britt, yes, they are running fixed setups. One thing is that you can only fix or change a little bit of stuff before the race and fix setups. I know during the race you can change your brake bias. Before the race, you can change your steering ratio as in 16:1. That is the least sensitive steering ratio you can get, which in these is some fraction. I can't remember what it was. It's the highest fraction you can get. The lower you go, the more sensitive your steering is. That might be something that we see from these drivers, these little minor corrections that they're making. It's probably a little bit too high of a steering ratio. At these tracks, I run the highest I can get. Don't want my wheel moving around, but the 45 has literally came from the back of the pack to the front now. So he's definitely made a move. He knows how to run this track so far currently. He's not having any trouble with it. The 23, 5, 20, these guys is kind of like, I'm just going to run back here right now. I don't want to be around these guys right now. Don't blame him for doing it either. Like that one's thinking to the outside. He's got nobody with him. He might lose a position. He can tuck behind the 42 now. Decides not to just yet. See if he tries to run with that middle lane. He will. Yep, he's going to try to stick with it. Nope, he's looking on the top 24 is going to come down on it. It's that 71. He's getting a shove from the 45, but this middle lane now, they've gotten a lot of guys out of nowhere. That 24 is going to get a shove. The 47 is giving the one a shove. That was a domino effect. You saw the 41 give the one a shove. The one hit the 24. 24 really didn't go anywhere with that shove, though, so the one hops down into the bottom. I don't want to be with you all right now. I'm going to try to get out of it as the 24 gets wiggling. I think it's just really arrow from these guys. I saw that happen a lot tonight. They're getting really loose off the corner. That 42, oh, he's about going to get turned from the one. I think he realizes that he's down there finally. I think he lifts out. He's like, I do not want to be in the middle of this at all. Yes. Hey, Lord, I've got something going on. Yeah. Drink too much Gatorade, apparently. Not good. 24 hops down to the bottom. The 42 cuts down right in front of the 24. The drivers wanting that bottom of the track. They don't want to be off of it at all. 71, 45, 1, 76, 37, 16, 07. 42 is kind of giving a peek to the outside. The 1's going to go now with the 76 to the outside. To leave the 45 battling with the 1. Going to slow down the 45. The side draft is going to get him. Let's see if Clayton can get a good run on the outside. Looks like he does. The 20, oh, sorry, the 71 goes up to block. Decides to go right back down to the bottom. That's the 1's going to get to his quarter pound now. Now the 1 can really mess with the 71. Can slow him down, get into the corners. There's a big check up in the corner. Drivers hit each other. They don't turn each other, though. I'm not sure what happened there. 71 just kind of slowed down in the middle of the corner. He's got almost wrecking back there. Somebody shot off into the infield. Behind the 11, that was a 14 of Cody Sanderson. Shot off in that, but that 1's gone to the lead. He blocks down the 71. Oh, don't pinch each other. Ron Morris almost makes contact with the 71. 71's kind of weaving just a little bit. It's not really Ron's fault. 45 comes off the bottom, gets loose there. Back ends are kicking out on these cars now. Might be that fuel load. As I say that, oh, the 42 cuts down right in front of that 45. Did not think he was going to make that, but he took the chance and he made it just barely. That was almost bad for him. See, Ron's kind of left alone now. He finds a spot behind Brady and the 37. They kind of let them in, luckily, because that was almost going to be terrible for those drivers there. Oh, we almost got the 45 turn from the front end of Ron. Ron's going to let him back in line. 45 almost turned from Ron Morris Jr. Then Ron Morris Jr.'s bumper. That was almost bad for them. See, Clayton continues to lead, though. I think he has a pretty good car to win this. A lot of these guys, you saw him up front, though. I know the 1, the 71, 45. Ron's been kind of mid-pack. He's found his way up here late in the race. They'll have to come down, I believe, about lap 140-ish, I'd say. '71. No, drivers just nicking that apron just a little bit can really slow down their cars. That's what some of them are doing. They're trying to get just too much on that yellow line. They just need to maybe move up just a little bit. As Britt, I'm trying to answer your questions. I might be seeing them just a little bit later. Actually, that's the same minute. But this is in a league. It's pretty much a money race, so it's a hosted one. That was put together by NASRA. So no, it is not open to the public. You have to. This is one that you got to pay to get into. It's not a. It is a league. So I tried to give you a long answer. I don't know why I just didn't say it's a league. I don't know why I said that. Tried to go through all that crap. At 45, falling back from the 42 now, but he does have cars around him to pretty much he can kind of rely on now. He doesn't have to be worrying too much about them. He's getting a good run to get to the 42's bumper. Again, gets a little bit loose off that corner. That's what you see when those guys kind of sweep wise. That almost looks like a replica. You see the two white front ends with the 45 and the 76 right now. We kind of got two groups now. This 23, 20, 19, 05, 15, 5. All running back here. This 23, which is 34 this race, is about 2 seconds behind the 07. So I think these guys are counting on a wreck to happen so they can really check up, not have to worry about them at all, hopefully. Hopefully we don't see them wipe each other out, because that'd be kind of weird. I don't want to see anybody just get cleaned. You don't want to take them to the cleaners. But that 07 he's catching, or 07, 34 is catching the 07 now, getting a good shove from the 20. 20 is being offset like he needs to so he can get the bump from, or give the bump to him. Should say that, not take the bump, he can give the bump. Just sharing that in another Discord to see if I can get some more people in here to give you guys a little bit more of exposure. As a 45, he's definitely loose here. Let's see you guys moving around like that much. But everybody has pretty much decided, yeah, we're just going to run the bottom. This group will catch the 07 within no time. I don't think that it will be of any worry to them. But we'll actually go to a camera that I haven't showed you all here. It is the digger camera in turn 1. Oh, we got somebody almost in the grass. That was Ron. Don't know what happened there. Saw it on that camera, just a little glimpse of it. He was almost in the grass. I thought he really was going to be, and he's going to go mow it for Daytona. But we'll go on board with, let's say, car again. I'm just going to close my eyes and just move up and down the list and click somebody random. I have no idea who I'm looking at. So it looks like we're going to go on board with the 15 of Jonathan Munda here for about 2 laps. Lifting out of the throttle there just a little bit. Some of these guys go back to the line. He went through this group. Also, something must have happened up front that made him drop that much time, or they might have just caught everybody. Decide to go to the back of it. That will allow him to save fuel. He's got the 07. He's off the track. Doesn't hit the wall. Keeps his foot in it. Loose off the exit again is a common theme I'm seeing here. Gonna merge. Oh no! Don't merge. That's gonna cause a wreck. Oh my lord! The 07 merges right up in front of the field. Going to take out multiple drivers here. The 05 just kind of scrapes the wall. Looks like he gets away with minimal damage. There's going to be some unhappy drivers from that move from the 07 of Scott Griffin. Let's go to him. So, let's see what happens here. That was not a good move from that man. Merges right up in front of the traffic. 19 takes evasive maneuvers. That's Chris. Let's see what happens here in the blimp. That caused a huge wreck in the back of this. So, 19 gets involved. The 05 gets involved. 15 looks like he gets into the wall. Let's see if Ron makes it through. Looks like Ron makes it through. The 05 gets hit from the 23 to 20. Looks like he goes through the grass. See what Ron does. Ron will go to the bottom of the track. Mow the grass also might as well. The 07 just merged in a spot that he should not have been merging there. That was bad. Came up right in front of the 19 that was going almost 15 miles an hour faster than him. Now this changes your pit strategy. Do you come down? I say that you do, and see maybe you can stretch your fuel here. That's a chance. Do you try to stretch it? You'd be definitely pushing it if you did. Something definitely hard. Just making sure that I'm not missing anything here, but they'll probably come down pit road. I say this time by yellow. Like everybody's got their tires down below that yellow line. Surprising that everybody's gonna come down. I know some drivers will have to come down. I believe Chris, he might have towed. I believe he did tow because he's in the pits very fast. Cody not had a good night. Dana is out of the race, but if everybody, it's like they come down. These guys are stragglers. Got to catch up to him. That's gonna be an unpopular move from the 7 of Scott Griffin, though, for sure. So he will come down pit road. I don't know if he was. But Johnny Lawrence stays out, so maybe he's banking on a caution here. As that man just Kevin LePage the backpack now. I need to pull up a clip of Kevin LePage so y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's literally what that looked like. It was a Kevin LePage move. Now, he did save it. I will give him that, but you don't merge up like that, man. Use your head, brother. Bring the 40 driver, the 45. You get him in here. He is in here. There he is. So let me flip him. Hey, Brady, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, so you're sitting, let me see, where you're sitting at. So you're sitting 5th right now. You got in a little bit of a wreck earlier, but how do you feel about your chances so far in this race, man?
Oh, I like it. I got Keith Bradley, a teammate, Raul Meza, Jameson Middle Miss. That's all my teammates here. So I feel good about our chances. I know Clayton's pretty fast, but we're just kind of buying our time right now.
Yeah, when I saw you getting that wreck earlier, had to use your fast repair, so you don't have that in your pocket, so it's definitely going to get a little bit more nerve-wracking, but, you know, what do you think you have to do in these last about 50-ish laps to take home the win here?
Well, right now we're going to be in fuel conservative mode. We're kind of playing the fuel mileage game now since we got 39 whenever we go back to green. And I think you could do a little bit, you know, about 40, 41 laps on a full tank of gas. So we're just going to kind of like ride here a little bit, and then we'll make our move as it gets closer.
Yeah, knowing that you have fuel in the tank is definitely a lot better. You can definitely save early on. Now, later in the race, drivers are going to be kind of pushing you, man. But I was going to bring you in for a quick interview, but good luck. Hopefully, we can see that Ghost Racing Network Camaro in victory lane, man.
Absolutely. We're going to give it all we got, man. Thank you.
All right, man. As that was Brady LaBeouf, I'll bring him back down to his team. Running the paint scheme that I had made for the Camaro that I run in A Opens. I don't get to run leagues because of how much I broadcast, which is literally every single night. That's no joke either. Literally every single night. As this race has gone by a lot faster than what I thought it would. This does not taste good anymore. Oh, that's not... Do not drink room temperature body armor. That does not taste good. But Ed Osborne, he will be on the outside of the one of Clayton Davis, the 27. 71, 45, 37. 16 make up your top 6 drivers right now. He said the one of Clayton Davis is very strong, and he definitely has shown it here so far. He's not been moving from the front at all. He's getting to the front, just being planted there. He's got 40 laps. This is going to be on the edge of these guys' fuel window. Can they stretch it just a little bit longer? Green flag's in the air now. One gets a good start. 45 does not get a good one, though. The 42 can't merge. Oh, what happened there? 42. Looks like he tried to give it too much throttle. That collects the 45 in it. Not sure what that was about. He immediately toes. What happened there? Oh, no. Go back, yellow flag. I have to go cockpit to see what happened with him. What happened to the 42? Oh, he missed a shift. In front of the field, missed a shift on the restart. That was catastrophe for him. I know the 45 was involved. We just did an interview with him. Smashed his nose in, but that is probably a lot of optional damage that he can fix, as he will probably take that when he gets a chance. Not out of the race just yet. These next gens are definitely a lot tougher than the Gen 6s that they have, as we'll see if he comes down pit road. Now, do drivers come down pit road and top off again, or does this put you to your fuel window? You definitely be pushing it here. So do you just play it safe or no? That's just a mistake from the 42. Just missed the shift, went back down to first, and I knew something would have happened. I thought that he maybe gassed it up, but... Well, no, you're actually, Brett, now that you bring that up, he's actually started in the right gear. You want to start in second, but he just missed a shift. He went back down to first. Because that can happen sometimes, depending on what shifter you have. It was just a mistake from him. The drivers definitely come down pit road. Optional damage will be taken. You can get about a minute and a half of optional damage. And we'll have to see. I do want to go on board with that 45. See who was involved in this wreck. I know he got hit from behind from someone. But one thing I want to look is how is that engine idling for him? Because if it's idling below 2,000, that's going to be very hard for him to do anything. If you get any amount of engine damage, you are in a pickle. Not believe I just said that word. We'll have to see. I want to see how bad is this 45 really. There's something there. Have to see. So, no, he doesn't have a fast repair, but I want to see what is he idling at. Oh, he is very, very lucky. Looks like he's idling. My POV's off just a little bit. Idling at 3 RPMs below 2,000, so he did not get any engine damage. Now, I will say that he will probably be staying in the pits to get as much optional as he fixed. They can pull that front end out. It won't be the same, but you want to get that front end pretty much as good as you can, as he will definitely take all the time that he can with Daytona being such a huge track. He can take advantage of that here. But just a mistake from the 42. In the right gear, downshifted into first, sent him right around in front of the whole field on the restart. The drivers were very lucky with what they got, though. As it's like he might just be taking all of the damage at once, fixing it. Looks like they pretty much pulled out the nose. He might beat the pace car out here. Have to see where is the field. He beats him out. Looks like he's still got some rear damage. They should be going green. Yep, they'll be going green this time by, so they got to catch the back of the pack. I want to see how bad the damage is on the 45 from the rear chase. Front end pretty much looks the same. His back end is beat up maybe just a little bit. I think he still definitely has a chance here, though. Spoiler's still straight. So he's very, very lucky with the damage that he just got on his car there. They were able to fix it, pretty much make it look the exact same. That is something that you are nervous when you get into a wreck like that, because toe links will want to snap. He is incredibly lucky that happened for him. Clayton Davis is going to lead him to green. Raul Meza will be on the bottom. 51, I haven't saw him up here most of the time. He's been pretty much in the back of the pack most of the race. He's sitting in third currently. Or sorry, fourth or third. It's newcomers now. Have to see how can these guys that had to come down pit road sort through all this stuff, as these guys are going to have to book it to catch him. About 45 seconds behind, so he's got to pretty much run full throttle. Now these guys are entering 3 and 4, so it's going to be close. If he does catch him, he'll be literally basically coming full speed into it. Like he will probably catch him just before the end of this. He's got to go the whole way, though. I think he'll be able to get him just in time. It looks like you'll see him come in the frame any time now. Still full throttle. 20 seconds behind. Should be able to get him. Pace car's going to pull off here very soon. So it looks like he might have a Kyle Busch start on this whole field. Probably slow down when he gets to him. Doesn't want to go blowing by him. As yet he will be going full speed. These guys will be going half speed. One leading in green, 37 on the bottom. One gets a good start. Get out in front of the 37 and go down to the bottom. Looks like he will take that opportunity that is given to him there. Decides to go to the bottom. We'll see where Brady ended up. Yep, he was lucky enough that that run that he had was able to keep him with there. Now he doesn't have anybody behind him, so that could hurt him here. These guys will probably go side by side as he is in the draft of the 11. Very, very fortunate with the damage that he got there. That did not give him severe engine damage. Does have a little bit of rear end damage, but it seems to be perfectly fine for him. It's like 37 was thinking about it on the one, decided not to, decides to tuck back in right behind him. Definitely gave it a look, though, that's for sure. Drivers have 35 laps left in this race here. 36, actually, excuse me. Got 2 lanes out of form now, kind of what we saw earlier in the race, and they all ran the bottom. Now these guys that didn't pit are going to be on the edge of their fuel winners. They're going to have to be a little bit conservative on fuel. Now these guys that pitted last lap, they can pretty much go foot to the floor. They don't have to worry about that. Now they're maybe just a little bit short possibly, but that fuel will stretch out being in the draft. Which as it goes on, we see Brady, he is already back up to 12th. Right now, he's been very lucky with that damage he got. I will keep on repeating that. That car almost looks like it was done for. 07's giving that 24 a good shove, trying to get him up to the 37s, laying it to the bumper of the 1 currently. 07's got to be careful with the way he's putting up the 24 there. It's going to get him wiggling around. Saw multiple drivers get hooked doing that. Luckily, he does not do that. I really thought he was going to send him right around. Could have been terrible for him. 24's trying to make that outside work. He's getting it working just a little bit. We got a little bit of movement back here around the 35 of Johnny Lawrence. Not sure what that was about. Clayton. He just continues to, once he gets up front, he's there the whole rest of the night. Now you see some guys that are pretty much right in the back of the pack as Ron has a front end that is about to fall off on his car. About to come back down pit road. Not sure if he got any other damage. I think that was maybe from the crash. Going to stay out on the track, but that front end is beaten. One thing that I do wish NASCAR would do is give teams the option. This is just kind of a throw thing. Give teams the option to be able to, you know, pull off the body, like make it like a pop in, pop out type of thing. I think that'd be good for them. You know, any damage they can get, they can fix it pretty well, especially if it's body damage. I think that'd be a good idea for them to do that. And that's what most cars are like today. You can pop off the body of them, kind of pop it back in sometimes, depending on what you pull off. The front ends are kind of like that. They can definitely design it to do that. I think that'd be a good idea for NASCAR, but again, I'm just a broadcaster. I don't have much saying it, but this, it's like these guys have kind of sorted themselves out. They're all going to run that bottom currently. They're like, I don't want to be here right now. See, cars that have damage still in the race. I'm still expecting at least a big one coming to. Say within 5 to go, within 10, you'll start seeing drivers moving around, not given what they were before. And then when it comes 5 to go, it's basically, yeah, you're not my friend anymore. I don't care. I will put you in the wall like it's nothing else. I just don't care at that point. I don't blame him. You gotta do what you gotta do. We'll go on board with the 16 here. He's in that bottom lane behind the 14. That 24 has got to run. The bottom lane's checking up a lot. Something must have slowed these guys up down here. That 24 got a huge run from that 07. Gotta try to take it to the 37. It's kind of stalled out now. He's got to get the 07 back up to his bumper to give him a bump going into the corner. Or into the corner, out of the corner. Well, I said into the corner. That's probably one of the worst places to hit each other. They're fanning out. That middle lane's gaining some drivers now. They're going to try to take it to the 37. Maybe take it to the one of Clayton Davis. Clayton will probably come up, work both lanes. One thing Clayton does have to be concerned about, though, is the fuel. He's out front burning more fuel. These guys are getting a ride behind him and save fuel, so he's got to keep that in mind. If he was probably saving under the caution, I would not be surprised. 37 goes up, blocks the 24 into the wall. There they go. The 24, 07 involved in it. They're going to crash down here. Some drivers are going to go through the grass. See, the 45 makes it through, just shooting the grass. Might as well go through it. The 24 was squeezed by the 37 into the wall. That will bring out the 8th caution tonight here. Go, where is the 37? I believe he is actually still on the track. He is first. That'll probably be, if they do have EOLs, he'll be EOL'd there, but he squeezed that 24 into the wall. So we'll go from the chase of the 37 of Raul Meza. He just keeps coming up. The 24 doesn't lift. Yeah, 30. Oh, actually. Oh, that was not the 37. Excuse me. I was completely wrong. Just from my view, it looked like it was a 37. So 24 gets into the wall. And something must have happened near the 24 here. Let's see. The 24 got into the wall. 07 tries to go to the wall. Oh, he peels it off the wall. That is what caused the wreck. I'm very sorry for saying that you caused that, 37. I just thought that you did, but you evidently did not. I was completely wrong. We got drivers just shooting the grass, might as well. Like 24 gets away with probably the least damage of that, luckily. We have some drivers that jumped to the pits. That was Zach that jumped to the pits. I'm not sure why he did, because his car's still pretty much fine. I thought the 37 caused it, but he didn't. Oh, Lord. But Clayton Davis, he's going to be second now. This is not going to be a bad position for him, though. Now we're going to have drivers saving under caution again. This will probably put them pretty much safe on their fuel now. Anybody will have to come down pit road. Now, you could come down on pit road. If you do have optional damage that you want to fix, you can do that. That would not be a bad decision at all. Now we saw some drivers kind of mow the grass, but not bad for them, luckily. I saw the 45 go down to the grass, was able to make it. He might come down and take any more optional that he can, just to make that car just a little bit more aerodynamic for him. It's always an option drivers can do. Wouldn't be a bad thing for him either. Thought the one had a broken toe link there for a second, the way he was bouncing up and down. That 51, I haven't saw him up here most of the night, but he's definitely kind of worked his way up through this. Let's see if he's in the Discord here. Let me look Nathan Smith. As he is not in it, so I cannot bring him into the Discord. I should have asked everybody to get into a room at least, but they did not. Not any other fault. Not mad at them. Let's get you guys some in-race interviews while these guys are under caution. I will roll some ads here. Drivers will get the green flag next time by. 37, he will be the leader, as I have, if he's watching this back. I apologize for saying that. I thought you caused a wreck. From my view, I really couldn't see much. I thought that you squeezed the 24 into the wall. 24 kind of put himself there a little bit, then it kind of happened behind him. It was 07 peeling himself off the wall there. That was my fault. 45 looks like he might not have brakes there. He might have had brakes if the brake bar was set behind, but Ron Morris Jr., he was able to fix his car. Looks like he's probably about multiple laps down. A lot of laps down here. He's 4 laps down, so it's hard for him to do anything. But 37 is going to lead him to green. The 1's going to be on the outside of him. The 51 of Nathan Smith. Nathan's been in the back most of the time. Kind of played it conservative. Don't think he's had to use his fast repair just yet. Very, very kind of sneakily there most of the time. Kind of like, I'm just going to kind of poke around. And kind of ride back. You all can go wreck each other is what he's pretty much doing. Don't blame him for doing that. That's not a bad decision. But it'll be 25 laps to go when they get the green flag here. 26 to the end of the race. 8th caution so far. His pace car is off. 37 is going to lead him to green here. See where he goes. Now I'm going to be watching the one here. That one has been incredibly strong this whole entire night. Green flag's in the air now. Hopefully you don't have a missed shift. That one's going to drag race at 37. He might get away. He might get in front of the 37 here very soon, but he's got no help behind him. 37 is going to have help coming really soon with the 51 behind him. Yep, seeing the arrow shove now is going to happen. Now the one's got to hope that the 14 get to his bumper and give him a little bit of a bump to get up there. We're going to get down the straight. See if the 14 gets to run down the straights. If he does, he can give the one a good shot to help him. 37 goes up and blocks the one. Moves off that bottom. Surprised he's doing that. Leaves that bottom open. You see the 51's going to get a good shove from the 16 now. The one could have gone to the bottom there, decides not to. He merges now. As soon as I was talking about that, he takes the hole that was there. I know some drivers are going to be kind of riding in the back of this. They're going to be like, I don't want to be around anybody. I can just kind of be like, I'm just going to kind of poke around every now and then. Which is definitely not a bad thing to be doing at all. drivers pretty much so far. I know that a lot of these guys, now the intensity with 25 to go is not going to be as much. Let's say it's still going to be relatively calm. Within 10 to go, you'll see guys really start to move around. As I've got notifications going off everywhere. That 5 is laying it to that 14. Giving him a huge shove that's going to put him down the bottom. 5's going to take the run that he got, though. Going to try to go around the 14, but it's going to stall him out. He's going to have to go side by side with him. Hope that the 23, which is the 35 this race, can get up to his bumper. This 16 almost makes contact. Or sorry, not 16. 14 almost makes contact. Travel's a dangerous place for some of these drivers. You get really loose going through it when you wouldn't think. And nope. Now that we're actually on that topic, where I said I'm on Team Watson Racing, go check out their setups. They're absolutely amazing setups to run. I know the builder, not personally, but when we talk a lot, and he said that, one thing with these next gens is they get looser as the run goes on. Now, you may think that's tires. It's what he told me is it is the diffuser on the cars that will bounce and hit the racetrack, and it'll make you very loose. And I've experienced that too. The diffuser, which is the bottom of it, it bounces on the racetrack. The 37 almost gets swiped by the 1. But back to what I was saying, the diffuser starts to bounce on the track. When the car starts to lose that weight in the rear end, it makes it really loose. These guys might be experiencing the fuel burn-off is now getting to him just a little bit here. All right, guys, just kind of riding at this point. Huck is out in the middle of nowhere. Chris, he is with these guys up here, so I don't have to worry about anybody. Like Jacob looks like he blinked out for half a second there. He didn't show up for a little bit. Like, he is not even showing up on my screen. He's somewhere on the track, evidently, but he's not there, so I don't know where he went. That 23 is getting a good shove from that 20, though. It's in really far out there now. You can get too far out, as he might have done that. You can see him get that good run behind him. Pretty calm so far. That 1's going to try to lead that middle lane. I think he might need just a little bit more people up there with him to be able to do anything. There's just not enough. You see that 45's there, the 11's there also. He's going to make his way up towards it. Going to try to side draft. The 14 hops up. Decides he wants to get some of that middle lane. Let's see what the 20 does. Still pushing that 23 on the bottom. That 1's giving that 14 a good shove. You can see the run that they're going to come with now. 14 got a good arrow shove from the 1. No, there's almost contact. 14 got off the bottom just a little bit. 1's in the middle. He's kind of the driver that's in no man's land right now. He's got no help. The 45's going to come to help him. They're 3 wide. 1, 14, 16. They're going to lift. Ron will probably let them in. Yep, he does. Lets the 1 in, so almost catastrophe for the 1 there. 14 got off the bottom and just wasn't able, got off that groove. And the 1 just kind of got his nose under there just a little bit. No, don't even know if he meant to do it as a thing. Now the 45 has to find a way down into that bottom lane here. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be hard for him to do anything. Ron going to duck off. I think he realizes that I'm so far behind on laps. I don't need to be up here with these guys. He's going to kind of help him be pushing, but he's definitely going to get out of the way. The 45 needs to get down to the bottom so he can catch the grab from the 14. He's going to lose it here very soon. I think he's lost it now, but he does have a shover in the 11 behind him. The 71, so he does have guys that can help him. And these go, looks like they're going side by side up here, so this will slow him down. The 1. The 14 going side by side. There's contact between the 16 and the 14. They keep it straight, though. Beating and banging on each other here at Daytona is not something that you commonly see. That was almost bad for them. I need to look at this just really quickly. That's not there. At 23. Not been up front most of the night. Now he's found his way up front with 20 to go. 45 got in a wreck earlier. Had used his fast repair, then got another one. Fixed all the optional that he had. Made his car look pretty much the exact same. Some drivers have been in wrecks earlier, just hadn't got in another one. That's something that you got to keep in mind when you're one of these guys. These wrecks, using your fast repair, if you use it at the wrong time, you are going to be in a hard position for that. We will go on board with the one of Clayton Davis. Now we got some of his fans here. So while we went on board with Clayton, he hopped up into that top lane. The 20 almost makes contact with him. Now he does have a familiar face. The 1 and the 45 had worked together early in the race. It was the 145 and the 71. Now I can see if these guys get hooked up again, they'll definitely start to shove each other. I think they just got one guy that they need to get out of the way is at 11. It's kind of sandwiched between these guys as I can hear my voice going away. This is going to be horrible in the morning. At 45 is trying to give the 1 a shove. He knows it's coming up on a corner. It lays off. Doesn't want to give him a bump. 20's moving around. Driver's getting a little bit loose now. I think that 71's trying to get up under that 11. Just a nose. Just a nose is what he wants under him. One's going to go to the lead now. Will he go down to the bottom, or will he drag the 45 with him? The 23 is trying to get a shove from the 20. 20 is not stable, though. 45 is going to put the 1 to the lead. If he wants to go down, he can go down now. He will decide to go down. Nope, he looks about it, thinks about it. He's a run from the 23 coming. Now he's got to work both lanes for about 17 laps. That is not an easy thing to do. It sounds like it's easy, but it's not. 45 is going to get a run. 11 goes into the wall. 1 goes back up to the top. He wants to shove wherever it's going. Now he sees the 23 getting a run. See what he does. He's going to start migrating down just a little bit. He's asking to stay down there, see if he goes down in the corner. He's not going to try to block the 23. So he looks like he's just trying to stick with one lane most of the time. Just like, I'm kind of riding with you. I trust the 45, knowing that he was shoving him earlier. And it was definitely getting him up there. As I can hear my voice going away, this is not going to be fun. Oh, God. You know, this late in the race, I know we've got some different drivers up here. Who is your pick to take home the win tonight? Like, if y'all can lay out, and if you just want to, who would be your top 5 finishing order here? Got 71 down the backstretch. You saw the run that he was getting. The 1, 45, 71, they all go to the bottom. That 14 has a huge run, but he's going to have nowhere to go. He's going to try to merge down in front of the 71 and realize that he's not clear spotter, saying he's down there. He definitely wanted to, but evidently he didn't do it. But as I was talking about earlier, these 3 guys that are running first, second, and third were working together early in the race, so they definitely have some familiarity, shoving each other on the straights. They can trust each other. They know that I'm not going to turn you. You can be calm. As long as you hold a steady wheel and aren't moving around a lot, I can get you out very, very far. Now, within 5 to go, we're going to see that change a little bit. Drivers are going to get a little bit greedier. They're going to decide to kind of bob and weave in and out for some people. As I need to transfer over something while these guys are going at it up here. I have PayPal money that is waiting that I haven't done anything with. Now that 45, he has been weaving just a little bit. Not a lot during the whole race. He's been pretty even with his stuff. No, the 1. He's kind of been the guy to beat so far tonight. Nobody's really been able to lay a finger to him just yet. So I really need a co-commentator. Oh my God, my voice is dying over here. Hey, it's going to be gone. It will be gone in the morning. .45, you can see him laying it to the 1, just giving him good shoves. Not necessarily hooking up, just really making sure that air can get to him like he needs it to. And be like, all right, you can bump me now. That's, okay. I got something else. Oh, never mind, that was just something else that was repeating. Nope. Guys that have a chance right now, these guys back here, if something up here happens, they do have time to slow down and get out of it. I think they're banking on it happening. I can't speak half the time, I swear. I don't know what that is. You can see that 45, he's just laying it to the 1 though. He's been very good with those pushes when he's getting. As I'm going to go ahead and say, y'all, I just love seeing that paint scheme out here being ran. I really do. That's what I enjoy seeing. I don't really get to see it out there, somebody else racing it. So thank you, Brady, for racing that. It's definitely something that I will keep in my memories for sure. Seeing that Iron Horse Libraries paint scheme being made from Ghost Racing Network. It's just so cool to see out here. It really is. Drivers pretty much running the bottom right now. Nobody's really wanting to fight each other, and there's really no need to be doing it either. think within maybe, I think about lap 5, you'll see people try to challenge them on that outside lane. Now, it depends, when do they move up? And if they move up and nobody goes with them, well, you're going to the back of that group. So you got to make them move at the right time. Let's get to what I got over here for you all. I've got Davis, Clay, LaBeouf, Meza. I believe that's your top 3 is for Drew Lowe. So let's see, we've got Davis, LaBeouf, and Meza. Here's your top 3, and I'm Cletus said Clay will take it home. That's not a surprising answer. Clayton had, when he qualified first, he's been up here the whole night basically. Didn't have to go the back of it, but 45 gotten a wreck, uses fast repair, then kind of gotten another one. Nothing that he could really do about that. Fixed all the optional that he had. His front end was beaten. The team pulled the front end out of it. Basically looks like it did when it got off the truck. That's just one thing about these next gens that I do love, though. You can really get a lot of damage, and that damage can be fixed a lot of the time. It's just one thing that I do like about them in iRacing. You can beat on them just a little bit more. Now, you don't want to be taking each other out to test that, but we've definitely seen it here tonight. I'm trying to look up something at the same time, just really quickly for you all. Oh, there we go. But I think that they're going to be keep on doing this, stretching their fuel. Now Clayton pitted 118 on that lap. We saw guys go about 35 laps on fuel. Now, granted, they did have some cautions for this, but he is on the edge of his fuel window. Brady and these guys behind them pitted on lap 132, 122. They've got more gas in the tank. So Clayton has to keep that in mind as they go on in this race. Does he have the fuel to make it? Going to come up on that 35. 35 will stay high, give way to these guys. I'm not sure. How is Clayton's fuel going to work out for him now? Just checking the Discord to make sure you don't have anybody saying something that I need to see. But drivers, yeah, they're pretty much just running a straight line as the 14. The 51 fakes out the 14. Will we have anybody go with him? The 47 goes with him, but only 2 guys up there. They're going to need more people with them. You could make it work. Oh, we got a wreck behind now. The 14, 47 into the wall. 23 into the wall. Hunter, it looks like he gets into it also. The 14 and 23 make contact. Hunter keeps it straight. That does not bring out a caution. So no caution was thrown for that. It broke 2 toe links. So 23 and the 14's toe links are both broke there. We'll have to rewind and see what happens really quick. These guys are going at it up front. Only caught a quick glimpse of it. See what happened here. The 14 just got into the 23. Sorry, yes, that is a 14. This race collects those 2 guys. Hunter's able to save it. Somebody else drove off that. Who was that? They're really quick. I'm going to see their car number. 47 looks like he was able to pretty much dirt track it there. They're still green up front. Nothing's changed. It did break up this pack, though. 47, he is pretty much all alone right now. It's really, I think this might come down between these 3 drivers right here. Now, you could sneak in the 37 of Meza and the 16 and the 51, but these guys have been running nose to tail early in the race. They found their way back together late in the race. I think these guys have a lot of confidence with each other. Some respect. We'll have to see if it is going to be shown here. Because if it isn't, then we're going to have some angry drivers. Ugh. That's there. Not too good. The skate rate's got too much sugar in it. Way too much sugar. this one, he just had it locked down so far. I'm not sure if anybody can really surmount to him at this point. I don't know, because he's been out front. He's been out front for most of the race, it seems, too. Driver's getting a little bit loose coming off the corner. Rear end's kicking out just a little bit. Fuel burn off is starting to show. Going to run up on the 19. 19 will stay high. Now, this could be weird here. This could be 3-on-3 in about 2 laps. See, maybe the groups that'll work together will probably be the 45, 71, and the 1. That being said, I could be completely wrong. Somebody could get left out to dry. They'll have to duck back in as soon as they can because you will get freight trained by the guys on the bottom. And that is one of the most hopeless feelings in iRacing, too. Not want to have that happen to you at all. At 45, maybe get off the bottom a little bit looser. I thought he was going to try to give a peek to the 1. 1 disappears. Houdini magic is being pulled on him. He pops back up in front of the 45. 45 can give him a good shove down the backstretch. The battle is up here. The top 6 guys are all together within 0.7 of a second. The 1, he has to be so nervous in this position, though. When you're in this, you don't know what these guys are going to do behind you. You have absolutely zero clue. Who will make a move, who won't make a move on you? It's kind of, I don't know what to do at this point. Three to go now. This is intensity picking up a lot more. Drivers, I don't know. Do you make your move right now? The 45 and the 71, do they make the move on the 1, or do they decide to ride behind each other? It's who is your friend and who is not your friend is what it's going to come down to here really soon. Do you work with somebody or do you not work with somebody? Now, whoever makes that first move, we'll have to see who they drag with them. Because if you don't drag anybody, then that move has gone very, very bad for you, evidently. Oh, this is going to get interesting now. Who makes the first move? And does that 19 of Chris Blanchard come into effect? Does he shove somebody to the wind being a lap down? It's 2 to go. When's the move going to be made? Who is going to be that first person to go out of line and try to make a move? Whoever gets a run down the back stretch, there it is. Nope, they thought about it, I think. The 45 needs to time his run if he gets one. Hopefully the 71. Now I know what they're going to do. I'm not going to say it just yet. I think I know what they'll do this last lap. Out of 3 and 4, the 1 is leading. He has a pack of dogs behind him. Everybody wants the win here at Daytona. White flag will be in the air. It will be final lap here. Who makes the move to take it 3 wide? They're wrecking behind him. That's going to take out a lot of drivers. The 45 moves up. The 71 goes with him. That's going to put the 45 in front of the 1. Maybe, yep, in front of the 1. Now he can go down if he wants to. See if he runs that bottom, top lane. He's going to run that top lane in front of the 71. Now he's got to block the 71. Whenever the 71 gets a run, where is he going to go? Does the 1 shove the 71 to the lead now? 45's got to run that middle of the lane. Where does he block? Does he block now? The 71's going to give him a shove. Doesn't pass him yet. He's going to try to get him out of 3 and 4 if I had to guess here. Brady almost gets turned, wiggling around. 71's getting him a shove. The 1's trying to shove the 71 also. Brady's coming off the bottom. He's got to keep it there. This is going to help Brady now. The 1's going to get around the 71. This might be at the line. Can the 1 get a big enough run? Brady goes to block the bottom. The 1's going to go to the outside. Brady throws a block inside, outside. Who's going to get it at the line? It will be Clayton Davis who gets it. Brady finishes second. The 1 got a run from nowhere from the last corner, and he takes home the win. We will go back and watch that finish. Oh, my Lord. That was a nail-biter at it. Let's see what the 1. Where did he get this run from? He got a run from nowhere. See him lines up with the 45. He gets a huge run. Goes outside 45, throws a block. Moves back inside. Crosses the 45 over. And he just makes it at the line. 45 comes home second. Hard racing at the line for those drivers. 45 just a little bit too early with his block. But that's all he could really do at that point. That 1 had such momentum. He just edges him out at the line. Clayton, who put on a clinic the whole night, takes it home. That man was out front. He may have been out front for most of the race, but I'll tell you what, that last corner, he was nervous because he did not get that win easy at all. He had to work for that. I think he's trying to do a burnout, but he has a broken toe link, so evidently he cannot do that. He's trying to make it work. It just ain't working for him. I think he's trying to do a burnout, but it just ain't working. Don't blame him. He would definitely want to burn it down, but he just can't right now. As I will wait for the top three, wait for these guys to see what Clayton does. I'm not sure what he's doing just yet. I will pull up see if he does a burnout. If he's even able to do one, that is. I think he's trying to do one. Let me go in car with him. Yeah, he's trying to do one. He's just got a broken toe link, so he can't really get anywhere. He's in 4th gear going about 20 miles an hour, I think. Let's see what he actually is going. 9 miles an hour, 4th gear at 6,000 RPMs. That is how broken his car is. Trying to get back to that start-finish line. Surprised he's trying to do this. He's trying to get there. It's going to take him a while. The engine might blow up before he gets there, knowing how he's running it. I think it definitely go. There it goes. As soon as I'm talking about that, it expires on him. Won't get back to the start-finish line, but he has a nail-biter of a finish there. So oh, that's somebody's tire bouncing around there. I'm not sure what that is about. As I will ask. I'm going to ask for the top 3 to get in the booth here so I can get some interviews from these drivers. We got Clayton. He's in the waiting room, so I'll just drag Meza in here. If he is in here. As I'll wait for these guys to get. I don't want to be dragging them. They're having to talk to their team here. I'll pull up the race results here very quickly for you. So you can see them while I'm waiting for guys to get in here. Looks like we got 1st, 2nd, and I'll just probably drag in 3rd here. I don't think they're going to get in here in time. So let me just snatch Raw. Hey, Raw, this is Bryson's booth. Got a copy, man? As I'll give him just a little bit to respond. He might not be in the Discord just yet. I don't want to surprise him. That's not what I needed. I needed the race results. As I will skip him, wait, and see if he comes back. But we will do. That is not the race results there. Let me make sure. Let me go back and look. SDK has done this multiple times to me now. I just want to see what the finishing order would be for it. Just trying to check here really quickly. I'm pretty sure the 45 got 2nd here. Yep, he got 2nd. So disregard these race results here. That's not right, and I don't know why it keeps doing this to me. I'm going to give it a refresh, see if it'll maybe refresh that, because that is not correct one bit. That's annoying. As it's telling me that, yeah, so the order that you see here is not right one bit. I'll actually probably pull up the other one, knowing how that is. Don't know why it's showing that. We will bring in the 2nd place driver of Brady LaBeouf. Hey, Brady, this is Bryson's booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Man, so right at the line, the one just edges you out. What was your thought process coming out of 3 and 4, knowing that you had to lead and the one was going to be right in your bumper coming to it?
Well, I knew the 71 Keith, me and him's been working together all night. I knew he had some damage. And we never experienced what it was like with me out front and him pushing me. And we wanted to make the move right after the tryover. That's why we kind of laid back a little bit and then got the run. I made the move on Clayton there going into turn 1. And I thought, man, we're in great shape. We're going to finish 1-2. But slowly, once Keith was trying to side draft with Clayton, he lost all his momentum. And then it was pretty much just a one-on-one fight between Clayton and I. And going into 3, I thought I would get the distance on him to where it wouldn't matter, but he just got such a run in the middle of 3 and 4, and I knew. I mean, I'm kind of a sitting duck right there, you know. if I go high, he's gonna at the last minute shoot low, and so I'm just glad that we raced pretty clean, and congrats to him on the win.
Yeah, I mean, he had you set up, and it was just right there. He just barely edged you out, man. But before I let you go, does anybody want to thank any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight, man?
Yeah, absolutely. My wife and kids for letting me take 3 hours to do this. Ghost Racing Network. Thank you so much, Bryce, for coming on board and doing this race with us. Hope we could do some more in the near future. Mission One Esports, all my teammates back at Mission One. NASRA for putting on this race, and Triple M Pulling Trucks, and NASRA 360.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Just barely got beat at the line, but still second place is not bad. But good job, man. And thanks for running that paint scheme. Also, it's just cool to see that on the track there.
Oh, no problem. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
As that was Brady LaBeouf. I'm not pulling up the race results because they're not showing correctly. I need to ask SDK why it does that to me. We will bring in the race winner and Clayton Davis. Hey, Clayton, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so let's see. You dominated most of the race, but the race was not given to you at the end. You had to work for that, and you just edged out Brady at the line. Explain what was going through your head coming through 3 and 4, knowing that you weren't right with him at that point. You had to do something to get to him.
So I was really low on fuel. So like the last 10 laps, I was just like in and out of the throttle leading, making sure that Brady wasn't going to get a run. And on that last lap coming through the tri-oval, I saw him backing up to his teammate. So, and I had already got out of the throttle trying to back up to him, and I see him wreck into the infield. He goes around me, and I thought it was done for. But me and Brady were just talking, and I think he made the move too early. If he does it on the backstretch, we probably have a 3-wide finish because the side draft on these cars are so stout. But dude, I don't know. All I know is that I pushed I think that was his teammate behind him possibly. I pushed him into Brady, and it pushed Brady way out in front and killed the guys running second. And then when Brady jumped up to kill my run, he jumped up just a hair early, allowing me to get the draft. And I just went back and watched the replay, and I can't believe I didn't spin Brady when I made my move to the bottom. I went right across his back bumper, but I'm still shaking, man. That was so nerve-wracking. It was insane.
Yeah, I mean, you dominated. I knew you were going to be close on fuel. I was like, man, is this man going to make it to the end? Then you had to go and pass these guys. I was like, there's no way. But I saw that run that you got, and I was like, yep, here he comes. And you just edged Brady out the line. But before I let you go, does anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my mom and dad for giving birth to an absolute legend. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, and y'all wouldn't be graced with my presence. So I'm just kidding, dude. I'm totally kidding. I just know they're watching. I had to say something dumb.
I'm built different than what you just said.
I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. I guess Brady for putting this on, you for broadcasting it. It makes a lot of fun. My wife, she actually watched the race, so that was cool. And I guess anyone else that's watching, that was fun, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good win. It definitely was not handed to you. You had to make it. You had to really work for it at the end, but good job, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
As that was Clayton Davis. Pretty much said, yeah, parents, I'm built different. Thank you for birthing an absolute menace to society who wins races. We'll see if Raw is in the Discord now. Hey, Raw, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man? As it looks like he is not here. So I don't believe we'll get to interview third place. Not there, so we won't get a third place interview from Raw. I will go through the finishing order here. I will not pull up unless it has updated because this is getting annoying. Let's see if it has, because I don't know why it's not showing this correctly for you all. Yeah, that's not the correct order, evidently. I guess it gave a penalty to some people. So we will not go through that. We will go through the unofficial results. Unofficial results that you see on the left side. So first is Clayton Davis, second, and Brady LaBeouf, third, Raul Meza, fourth, Keith Bradley, fifth, Hunter Parsons, sixth, James D. Morris, seventh, Huck Wigington, 8th, Johnny Lawrence, 9th, Jameson. Middle Miss, 10th, Nathan Smith, 11th, Chris Blanchard, 12th, Derek Kilgore, 13th, Scott Griffin, 14th, Cody Sanderson, 15th, Tyler Dittmer, 16th, Joseph Riviera, 17th, Jacob Clinch Hart, 18th, Ron Morris Jr., 19th, Jonathan Wiley, I knew how to say your name right, Wiley, 20th, Zach Hartwick, 21st, Ed Osborne. 22nd, Jonathan Munda. 23rd, Shane Bliss. 24th, Cody Knott. 25th is Dane Shepard. So that was a very good race overall, I will say. That was probably the longest broadcast that I have done. Basically 3 hours. I can hear my voice expiring right now, so RIP me when I show up to class tomorrow and my professor asks, why is your voice gone? Luckily, he is a mass comm teacher, which is what I'm majoring in college, so he should understand, but it is going to be killed because of this. That was insane. That was down to the line. One just edged out the 45, just barely right there at it. Gets him at the line. He was running up front the whole night. Definitely was not handed to him, so he had to work for that. Clayton takes home the win. Brady just comes home second, just barely. Running that nice paint scheme, if I may say so myself, that says Ghost Racing Network on it. As that actually is posted on Trading Paints. If y'all want to run that, if you do iRacing, it's the next gen Camaro. Just type in Ghost Racing Network. I think it should pop up. Well, that was just a good race overall. I'm not sure if I'll be doing any more. I had to kind of do something else different tonight just to get a little bit of a different reach. But that was a very good race overall, I will say. Definitely not a lot of cautions for as long as the race was. So pretty good overall, and the finish was absolutely amazing. But if y'all are still watching, or if you're watching this back, if you don't mind throwing a subscription to Ghost Racing Network on Facebook or on YouTube, that will definitely, actually, subscription on YouTube, follow on Facebook. That'll help us grow. I'm trying to get to 200. I'm just there. I'm right there at it. I got, I think, like 3 more days to get to 200. I'm right there. I need like 8 more, I think. But y'all are definitely making it worthwhile for sure. You definitely seem to enjoy what I'm putting on over here, and I'm trying to make it the best, as I've actually got some more PC stuff coming to make these streams just a little bit better for you. Water cooling, so I'm tired of my PC crashing, or crashing iRacing at least. But great finish overall. Yeah, but I will let you all go, and I will maybe see you all in the future. I do stream every single night. If y'all do want to subscribe and see more races from me, feel free to do so, but I'll roll these ads, and I will let you all go.